Hello, hello. Oh dear, excuse me, just getting my microphone in the right position. Oh god. Hello, evening, afternoon, morning, whatever it is where you are. I was just woken up about 10 minutes ago. I had the dreaded afternoon nap, which you should never do really, because you wake up feeling worse than when you went to sleep. So I'm just trying to recover. So for those of you here already, good welcome. We've got MS Lonsky's here, Ryan's here, John Compton's here. More hello. I keep saying I don't morning. It feels like morning to me. I've just woken up. It's not morning. It's 5 p.m. Matt Jones, hello, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. You can hear me okay? Good, 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 good. So we're going to kick off today's stream. It's part 2 of my gaming history. We're going to kick off with the Mega Drive era. So yes. I suppose we'll just get cracking straight away. People shall come when they come. If they're late, they're late. So thank you for those of you making it so far. All 5 of you. Welcome. So, Matt. I can call you Matt. Hello, Matt. Easier for me. Easier for me indeed. Michael, hello. Nicholas. It's afternoon where I am. It's afternoon. It's 5 p.m. Feels like morning, but it's afternoon. So here we go. I'll get starting. Got to start somewhere. So as we finished off the last session, we finished off with our final game for the Nintendo, which we made was Johnny 5 Booting Up. A nice little throwback to our good friend Mr. Johnny 5 from The Sims. And the game was not too bad. It wasn't glorious. It wasn't as glorious as a hit as we were hoping, but it was a good game, and we're selling a few units of it. We moved to the new office from the garage. Here we are, new office. We can hire new staff members. We've got 3.1 million in the bank, 5k fans, and we're at this sort of crossroads. What do we do from here? What do we do? Where do we go? Well, we can hire some new staff to help assist make games. Because I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to stay here with just me for the moment, for the first couple of games at least, and then move up from there, and we'll see how it goes. But before we get starting with any game making, sorry, I'm just doing a few things here at the same time. I can't multitask. Hello, Nicholas. Welcome, welcome, welcome. You're on time today, almost. Only 2 minutes late today. Yeah, was I saying? Yes, you'll have to wait till my brain catches up here. I should have maybe splashed some water in my face or something. So we're going to start off with the history part before we start making the games. That's what I was trying to say. So, okay, so it's the Mega Drive era. We're moving on to the Mega Drive now. The Mega Drive was being released on the game. The Mega Drive was the next console that I owned after the Nintendo. So first of all, it's over here it was called the Sega Mega Drive. I think in America it was called the Sega Genesis, but over here in good old Europe it was called the Sega Mega Drive. 16-bit home video game console. We've gone from the 8-bit Nintendo up to the 16-bit Mega Drive, which was a leap up in terms of graphical content and gameplay. It was quite a leap. It was Sega's third console, the successor to the Master System. It was first released in Japan in 1988, but it wasn't going too gloriously for the Mega Drive in Japan. They had I think they had the Super Famicom and some other thing that seemed to be outselling it. So a couple of years later, in 1990, it was released in Europe. In 1989, it was released in the Northern America. So a bit of a drip-fed release, but it was quite popular especially over here in Europe. It was almost like an instant hit, because by the time it was released over here in 1990, it'd been out for a couple of years, so there were some good games already out for it, and it helped with the launch. So over here it was quite popular, yes indeed. And this was where gaming really boomed over here in the UK, sort of with the Mega Drive era. Game rentals were now really beginning to flourish. You could rent Mega Drive games from the local Blockbusters. You used to go to Blockbusters, rent a game, come home, and for £3 you could rent it for 3 nights. Glorious. The video man used to come round. Videos in the back of the van, and Mega Drive games. And of course, I was getting a little bit older, so you could then, and it was becoming more popular, so more people had a Mega Drive than had Nintendos before, so now you could start swapping games with your friends. So this was where my gaming really took off. So if I look to my gaming list here, I will tell you what games I played for the Mega Drive. Now, if you remember from the Amstrad and from the Nintendo, I played maybe 8 to 10 games on each of those systems, because game rentals wasn't as prevalent. You had to buy the games, didn't swap games with friends because friends didn't have an Amstrad or have a Nintendo. Gaming wasn't quite as big back then, but with the Mega Drive, big boom, so I played so many games on the Mega Drive when compared with the previous 2 consoles. So for those of you that are watching this stream, if you want to get a pen and paper, it might be helpful if you want to do some research as we're going along, because I'm going to stream off a list of games here that I've played on the Mega Drive. So should you have a particular preference for which of the games that I mention here you want to see me recreate, it might be helpful if you've just jot down a couple of notes as we go along. And it also might assist you if you want to also, whilst watching the stream, have a separate tab open like some people did last week. You can also check YouTube videos to see what these games looked like if you're too young to have played on the Mega Drive, or if you just want to have a bit of a nostalgic look back. So I'll give you 30 seconds or so to grab a quick pen and paper or open up Windows Notepad, and you can sort of interact as we go along by making some notes. So I'll let you do that, and it gives me a chance to get another glass of water and try to bring myself round a little bit more. Ryan says, rest in peace Blockbusters. Yeah, Blockbusters long gone but never forgotten. I must have given them so much custom. Oh my god, it was unbelievable. I used to love going to Blockbusters. It used to be the highlight of my week, I'm telling you. Rocker Leon, welcome. Oh, Kiara is here again. I remember you last week, Kiara. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Your work shift has been moved so you can join in again. Lucky, lucky, lucky. You haven't missed much, it's just been me rambling. Just giving you an intro to the Mega Drive. 1990. Now, whilst I might as well keep talking here, obviously about my gaming history regarding the Mega Drive. I got the Mega Drive, I think it was in 1992. I think it was either 92 or maybe 93. And I got it once again. I got the Amstrad for Christmas, my mum bought it for me. Got the Nintendo for Christmas, my brother bought it for me and his girlfriend at the time. And the Mega Drive, I didn't want one initially. I had the Nintendo and I was quite happy with the Nintendo, so I didn't have any sort of goals or any aspirations to own a Mega Drive. But one game turned me over to wanting a Mega Drive. I would go to my friend's house, who lives 2 doors down the road, very good friend of mine, and he had a Mega Drive, and I played a particular game on the Mega Drive. Every time I used to go to his house, I used to ask to play this game. Can we play it? Can we play it? And he's, yeah, go on then. Next day I'd go round, can we play it? Can we play it? And I was addicted to this game, and it was this game that made me go to my mum and say, Mum, 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 I want a Mega Drive. It was Sonic 2. Sonic the Hedgehog 2. That game pretty much sold the Mega Drive to me. I absolutely loved it. The split screen multiplayer, Sonic 2. Absolutely loved it. There was only 4 stages. I think it was Emerald Hill, Mystic Zone, Carnival Nights, was it? Or Casino Nights? Or was it only the 3? I think there might have been one more. I can't remember what the 4th one was. Was there only 3 or 4 stages of the multiplayer? But anyway, I absolutely loved it. And that's what sold it to me. So yeah, Christmas 1991 or Christmas 92, I think it might have been 92, I got a Mega Drive for Christmas. And I feel kind of bad because I actually found the Mega Drive behind the sofa in the front room before Christmas. I went Christmas present hunting around the house and found it, and I couldn't believe my eyes. I was excited, and then I felt bad because I'd found it before Christmas, and I felt a bit naughty. Oh, I found this, I shouldn't have gone looking for it. But then, because I was really, really excited, I then started to convince myself that that Mega Drive that I saw wasn't mine, and that she was holding it, my mum was holding it in our house for somebody else's child. I started to convince myself it wasn't mine. But anyway, I got it. Christmas came round, it was there. I acted surprised. Didn't want to give the game away that I'd found it, so I acted surprised. A Mega Drive! Oh my god! And yeah, the rest is history. But I have so many fond memories of the Mega Drive era. It's unbelievable. I can't list them all off for you, but as we go along, I'll sort of mention some games and stuff. But absolutely fond memories, fond memories. One of the best memories I have was going to the local market, and they used to have a game shop in the local market in Leeds. I went with my friend who lived 2 doors down, and I could pick a game from the shelf. I picked a game from literally slap bang in the middle of the shelf, pulled the game out, and the whole shelf of games went toppling over like a set of dominoes. And the whole shelf just collapsed. The whole game just went flying. And to this day, me and my friend continue to howl with laughter about that. My face was a picture. But anyway, so you should all have your pens and paper ready if you want. So I will now list down a list of the games that I played on the Mega Drive. Bear these in mind, jot them down if you hear any games that you particularly like or particularly have fond memories of, and you can then suggest which ones we try to recreate. We're going to recreate about 4 or 5, with our final game for the Mega Drive being, of course, the community-based game where we come together to create a game to see if we can make it as successful as possible. So here we go. Here's what I played on the Sega Mega Drive. Afterburner 2. Wasn't a big fan, but I had to. I played it. Alien Storm. Not a bad game. Nothing marvellous. Altered Beast. Batman Returns. Bubsy. I have very fond memories of the game Bubsy. Bubsy the Bobcat, collecting balls of yarn. That was a game that I got with the Mega Drive, along with Sonic 2. Came with the Mega Drive. So yeah, very fond memories. And I still remember the music to this day. Very catchy music. I'll spare you singing it though. Cannon Fodder was another favourite of mine. It was like a strategy type game. Cannon Fodder. It was I think it commanded like a small team of soldiers and went around. It was very, very fun. Columns, Cyborg Justice, Desert Strike, Earthworm Jim, Echo the Dolphin, European Club Soccer. That was the first football game that I ever played that had Leeds United in it, so I absolutely loved it. Back when Leeds United were a decent football team at least. Evander Holyfield's Real Deal Boxing, Fatal Fury, The Lion King. Very fond memories of The Lion King. I woke up one Christmas, it must have been Christmas '93, you know, a year after I got the Mega Drive. I got The Lion King in my stocking. My mum used to put a stocking out at the end of the bed, and that was the game that was in my stocking, Christmas 1993. So I was playing that Christmas morning until it was time to get up, from about 7:30 to about 9:30. That was my fondest memory of The Lion King. Not a bad game, not glorious, but it was good. The Lost World, Jurassic Park. Quite a fun game. Being the T-Rex was the best part of that game. Lotus Turbo Challenge, Marble Madness, Michael Jackson's Moonwalker. This is a big one. Mortal Kombat 1, 2 and 3. Mortal Kombat was an absolute game changer literally, because of the content in the game. It was so bloody and gory, and with these blood fatalities and all this sort of thing, it brought around huge controversy on the Mega Drive, and it also brought about the creation of some kind of like a rating system for games. The SNES version was censored, heavily censored, no blood, no gore. The Mega Drive version initially came with blood and gore. Then what happened was you could only unlock the blood and gore with a cheat code, but it was still in there somewhere. Hence the Mega Drive version of Mortal Kombat was far more successful than the SNES version. It outsold it about 4-1. NBA Jam. To date, the only basketball game I've played, and it was absolutely brilliant. We spent hours and hours, me and my friend, playing NBA Jam. You could play, because it was 2-on-2 basketball, and you could, I think, from what I can remember, you could play cooperatively. So one of you could take one player, one of you could take the other, and it was an absolute hoot. Premier Manager, Primal Rage, Road Rash, another one of my favourite games on the system. Road Rash 1, 2, and 3. A motorbike racing game where you could kick the living daylights out of your competitors, hit them with chains, hit them with clubs, hit them with a cattle prod. You could also attack the police. The police had a bike on the race course, and you could knock the police off the bike. It was glorious. Absolutely loved that game. Road Rash, amazing. RoboCop vs Terminator, Skitchin. Of course, Sonic the Hedgehog 1, 2 and 3, number 2 being the best in my opinion. My personal favourite was number 2. Speedball 2, Street Fighter 2, I think it was Championship Edition. Streets of Rage, another big game on the Mega Drive, 1, 2 and 3. Streets of Rage was probably one of the best games on the Mega Drive. It was absolutely unbelievable. A side-scrolling beat-em-up where you could actually play cooperatively as well. Me and my friends played this game for hours and hours and hours. Absolutely brilliant game. Super Monaco GP, Super Off-Road, another one of my favourites. Racing around in little off-road trucks. You could upgrade your trucks with different parts, and basically it was hours of fun. Hours and hours of fun. Terminator 2 Judgment Day, one of the hardest games I'd ever played on the Mega Drive. It was so difficult, so difficult to beat that game. Theme Park, my first taste of a true simulation type game. Became really hooked to that style of gaming. Toe Jam and Earl, World Cup USA 94, WWF Royal Rumble, and WWF Super WrestleMania. So that is a complete list of all the games that I played on the Sega Mega Drive, and as I said before, many more games played on this system than on the previous two, for various reasons. Game rentals and swapping games with friends. Okay, so there you go. Whew, that was the games that I played. So if any of you have heard any games there that you would like to see recreated, feel free now to mention those in the chat. I mean, I've got a couple of personal favourites that I wouldn't mind recreating, but I'm open to options. I'm open to your opinions and your suggestions. So yes, this was also the era where programs like Games Master were on round about this time. You know, Games Master was on, and you'd have computer games played on Games Master. And this is where the was it Action Replay cartridges? Action Replay cartridges, cheat cartridges that you would put into the Mega Drive, and then you put the game on top of the Action Replay cartridge, and you could cheat with this cartridge. The cartridge would unlock various cheat codes for the game and various cheat options for the game. But it also was the era of the cheat book. Back then, 1991, there was no, it was either no or very limited access to any form of internet. So you couldn't just go online, check out what the cheats were for a game, and off you go. No, the cheats came out in cheat books. So you'd have this compendium, this library of a variety of different cheat books. And if a new game came out, there'd be no cheat books with this new game in it. So you'd go out, you'd buy a new cheat book, or you'd buy a magazine, a game magazine with a cheat book in it, praying that this game that you'd got had the cheat book had this new game in it. So yeah, the era of the cheat book springs to mind. There's a book full of codes, a book full of cheats for all the games. And I still remember the Sonic the Hedgehog 2 cheat on the Sega screen, up, down, left, right, A start. You'd hear a ring sound in the background, and then you got the cheat on, and that cheat allowed you to become Super Sonic pretty much straight away. Yeah, that was probably the first game that I ever cheated on. Sonic the Hedgehog 2, yes. Okay, so here we go. Cheat books. I had so many versions. Yes, cheat books were all the rage, man. I must have had so many cheat books. It's unbelievable. Sam, I didn't play Megalomania. No, didn't play Megalomania. So we got Mortal Kombat suggested here. We've got Streets of Rage. Oh yes, Streets of Rage is a personal favourite. Very personal favourite. Right, let me get my little list of games on, and we're going to start recreating some of these Mega Drive hits. Get this show on the road. So, should we recreate Streets of Rage to start with? Streets of Rage was such a massive, massive, massive game that I really am not going to do it justice, I don't think, by recreating it so early. Maybe we should start with a bit of a smaller game. Yeah, Empress says, I didn't think that I ever cheated. Well, I used to cheat. I don't cheat as much anymore. Very, very, very rarely. But back when you were a child, I mean, cheating was this new. It was this new concept almost. You know, cheating, getting all the money, getting all the powers, without having to work for it. It was an absolute hoot. Streets of Rage. I think Streets of Rage is a favourite here. Mortal Kombat is also a favourite. Sonic the Hedgehog has been mentioned more than once. Theme Park as well. Yeah, we could certainly recreate some of these, so let's get our thinking caps on. Now, the Sega Mega Drive, the best types of game on the Mega Drive were action games, simulation type games. So, action and simulation. So simulation, we could try Theme Park. We've not done too many simulation games, I don't think. Do you know what we're going to do? We're going to start off nice and steady. I think we're going to start off nice and steady. We will get to Streets of Rage and the likes of Mortal Kombat, but I think we should start off with Theme Park. I think we should. It's a good idea. I think so. My first taste of proper simulation gaming. So, right, I have to remember where we left off. Johnny 5 booting up is still selling. We're going to generate a game report. It got an overall rating of a 7. Not marvellous, but, well, it's earning us a little bit of coin. And also, the Super Nintendo has been released. Yes. Big rivals. Sega Mega Drive versus the Super Nintendo. This was the proper first console war, really. You've got like the Xbox versus the PlayStation nowadays, which is fair enough, but back then the Mega Drive versus the Super Nintendo was a massive, massive console war. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Fantasy and action is a great combo, blah blah blah. What happened to the music? I'm sure I had the music on. I didn't turn it completely off. Yeah, music's set to be on. Don't know, I don't have any music. Not that we need the music anyway. Okay, so Johnny 5 booting up sold 43,000 units, 307,000 in sales. Nothing to set the world alight. We can also do some new research, or can we? No, nothing to research. Right, okay, so let's generate, let's start a new game. Don't think there's anything. I think we just created a custom engine at the back end of the last session, so we don't need to do that. We could hire some staff, but I'm going to hold off hiring staff at the moment. And as I said, I'm not an expert at this game, guys, so if anybody has got more experience in this game than me, feel free to pipe up with some sort of hints and give me some direction. So, let's develop our new game. So the first game that we're going to create on the Mega Drive to dip our toe into the water is going to be Theme Park. Now, of course, in the last session I created some games, and at the back end of the session we started to use slight alternatives to the real names. Like the game uses slight alternatives to the consoles, we were using slight alternatives to the real games. Hence our biggest hit so far has been Super Mario Sisters on the Nintendo. Not Super Mario Brothers, but Sisters. So what could we call Theme Park? What could we call it? What sort of different name could we call it? Give me some ideas, because I'm stumped on Theme Park. I don't know how we could change it. I mean, we could, well, I don't really want to change the park part, because it was all about building a theme park, wasn't it? So, I'm not so sure. I'm trying to think myself here, whilst I'm waiting for the stream to catch up. Theme park, something park. How about Themeless Park? That could be one. Themeless Park, a park with no particular theme. What do we think? Themeless Park. A game for everyone. It is going to be a theme park based simulation game on the Sega Mega Drive, which only has a 14% share at the moment, but we're not bothered about shares, we're bothered about creating games for systems that we've that I've owned, sorry. Just checking the game's still paused. We're going to use a new game engine, the Damo2986 version 2. Genre Park. That's a good one. Genre Park? Oh, I remember that! Sam's saying, put extra salt on the fries, make the customers buy more drinks. Yes, I remember doing that. Oh, it's bringing back fond memories, this. This is what I love about this stream. It's making me go relive my happy memories of these games, and yeah, extra salt on the fries trick. Oh dear. So we got Themeless. It's between Genre Park and Themeless Park. I like both of them. Good suggestion, Nexus. Genre Park. I think we'll go with Genre Park. I think I like that one. We'll go with Genre Park. What would the genre of our park be? Making money. Something about putting fries on the... yeah, we're going to go with Genre Park. So, Genre Park. We're going to use the new graphics for this. I think this is going to be the first time that we use the 3D graphics for any game. It's the new console. The last game we made was on the 2D graphics, so we're going to go for it. So the market is responding particularly well to games with new topics, and considering that we haven't used theme park yet, I think this classes as a new topic. So the market is behind us here, creating this theme park simulation based game called Genre Park. Can we make it a hit? And what do we have to beat in terms of the score? We have to beat 2023. That was the last game. Johnny 5 Booting Up was the last game we made. Just going to start writing down some details. Okay, so Genre Park. It is a simulation game. Okay, so let's get our head around simulation games. Story and quest. There's hardly any story to it at all, so we'll put that down to a whopping 0%. Don't really need it. Gameplay. It's all about the gameplay. So we're going to go for tutorials. We're going to put a tutorial in there because it was a complicated game, wasn't it? It wasn't an easy game to master. So having a tutorial would be helpful for the users, along with a better user experience. Game engine, relatively important. Take that down to about 70%. And we shall give them a save game feature. and we're at development stage 2. AI, highly important. So yes, that's fine. Level design, semi-important. We'll go another 70% here. And dialogues, well, next to non-existent. And seeing as level design is important, should we stick in a level editor or not? I think we will leave it off for now. Or should we? Don't want to put everything into this game, make it too successful too early. And I don't think it had a level editor in the game anyway, so we'll leave off the level editor. We'll leave it off. Skimp and save for 5k, eh? Hold back a few features for later games. Okay, so we're at 1314 here. So I don't know if we're going to beat our previous best, but we're going to try. Okay, so we got the 3D graphics, we got the new mono sound, and we're on to the final development stage, world design. I suppose maybe a little smidgen of world design rather than zero, but not a great deal. Graphics highly important for a simulation game, and a little touch of decent sound, and biddy bish bada bosh. This is theme park done. $2020. That's not what we were looking for, I have to say. And we're not getting any more little... couple more. So, this year's entertainment conference, in a surprise announcement, Sony, or Vonnie, presented a prototype console called the Play System. Have they? Really? Collaborated with Nintendo to basically bring us a Super Nintendo with a CD drive. Well, would you credit that? First console to use a CD drive. What are they thinking of? Will it ever work? Industry experts and all that. Journalists are baffled because things have already turned sour one day later. And Nintendo have announced it will cancel the project and seek to develop a new console with a different partner. Oh well. Okay, we get the... Yes, this seems to be the end of the Play System. Or is it? Okay, so we've got 2022. This is going to be the final score, which is not a record in anything, really. We should have probably put the level editor in and we might have actually got a bit of a better score. So this could come back to bite us in the jacksie. So here is our effort. Theme park. It's a new genre. And, well, we've got... Not too shabby. Not too shabby. Right, here we go. New research available. Simple cutscenes, better dialogues, and open world. They could work for some of the games that we're going to be making. They could work. Right. So before I click, I'll click OK, and we'll get the review in for the game, and we'll develop a game report. Can we do that? Can we develop a game report? Why can't? There we go. Get a game report for Theme Park, and here it is. The game reviews are coming in. Theme Park without the level editor. Developed on our own in our new office. I've got a feeling it's going to be about 6.75. I think yeah, I think we need to add a couple of... I think at least one extra person to help. Let's go. Whoa! Holy cow! I'm kind of surprised. 8, 9, 9, 10. An average of a 9. Very good, said Star Games. Great game. Focus on AI served us well, and theme park and simulation is a great combination. Woohoo! Watch the cash roll on in, boys and girls. Watch the cash roll on in. Okay, well, not a bad start to our Sega Mega Drive era. Oh, I'm happy with that. Okay, so the Nintendo will be taken off the market in 2 months. A console that we have very fond memories of. Wow, 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 wow. Yeah. So our post-release of Genre Park, blah de blah, very good indeed, and we're getting a proposition, a very special offer, some kind of sabotage. Well, we're not interested. They are never good things to do, these sabotage type things. Hello story, welcome. You've just missed us creating Theme Park or Genre Park, and it's been a surprise hit. There are a lot of good surprises waiting for you in Genre Park. The game responds to the player in such a realistic fashion that it makes you sometimes forget that this is just a game. Well, what can I say? Stop reading, start playing. Wow. So what I like to do now is after every game we create from this point onwards, I like to generate the game report, and then I like to conduct some training. Now, can I train myself? I did the staff management, didn't I, in the last session? So how do I train? There we go, train. Now I'm going to train myself to be balanced. So if we start off first of all by training in research, to get our research up, then I will train in design, and I think we need to get ourselves a new staff member to help us with the research and to develop these games. They're starting to become a little more taxing, these games, a little bit more complex. So we'll get ourselves just the one staff member to help out a little bit. And the budget I'm going to set is 100,000. I'll go 100. No, I'll go 100,000. And I'm going to look for a balanced candidate to start with. I think with 100k we can get a semi-decent person. And the proceeds from Genre Park can certainly help fund this new staff member. So we released 5 games from the Nintendo Entertainment System and earned a total of 4.3 million from the console. Of course, the most famous of our games on that console being Super Mario Sisters, which effectively gave us all this money to move. So we have very fond memories, and we sign off from the Nintendo. Long may you live in our hearts. Okay, so we have a list of staff to choose from. So who do we want to go for? We have 8118, not very high at all. Oh, 301 design, 298 technology. That's nice. Quite pricey in terms of salary. Massive difference, but this could be worth it in the long run. Eleanor Lamb. Or we've got somebody who's 200 and 198 with decent stats in speed and research. He's got better research, but not as good design and technology. But we could train those up pretty quickly. So what do you think, guys? Those of you that are gurus at the game, perhaps? We have Eleanor Lamb or Kyle Stabler. Who should we choose? She's level 3 already. Good stats in the technology and design. Quite a price, but we're only going for one staff member, so 34k won't break the bank. Or Kyle Stabler. I'm personally thinking Eleanor Lamb. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking Miss Lamb is a good choice. Meanwhile, we have to also consider what's going to be the second game that we decide to make. Eleanor Lamb is a character from BioShock 2. Really? Nexus saying get her, she's a character from BioShock 2. Yeah, a lot of people saying Eleanor Lamb. Yeah, I suppose if you want quality, you've got to pay for quality, and there's no point of skimping the saving. In fact, if we have to train Kyle up to get to Eleanor's stats, we'll probably end up spending more in blooming training fees, to be honest with you. Yeah, everybody's saying hire Lamb. She gets the vote. Welcome forth Eleanor Lamb to Team Ambrose. You're hired. And as a result of recruiting another team member, we can now research medium games. We've been making small games all this time. We can now make medium games, but I'm going to hold off researching medium games until the PlayStation era. Then I will get the medium games. Mega Drive games are all going to be small games. I don't know if that will hurt us in terms of sales and scores, but that's the way I'm going to try it. Right, she needs to basically be welcomed to the team before we make any more games, because she's a new member of the team. She needs to get accustomed to her new surroundings, accustomed to how we work around here. And I'm also now going to utilize the second sheet that I was going to use in the game, which, speaking of cheat codes and cheat discs and cheat books, I'm going to do that. Remove the need for staff vacations. I explained why I was doing that at the start of the stream, so as I say, I'm not really too fussed about beating the game as much as I am enjoying it and using it as a tool to highlight my gaming history, so I think juggling the vacations is a bit of a pain. Anyway, so the market's normalised with no particular trends. I have finished trading, so I'm now going to trade again, this time in game design. Started in research, now in game design, and she's not at full pace. She needs a couple of tasks to get her acclimatized. So before we make another game, we have to do some contract work just to get her up to speed with working. So once I finish training, we shall take a couple of contracts up, and we have to be kind of quick because we are paying upkeep for her wages for the office. We can't dawdle too much. Okay, sorry about that. Just having to do some work. Right, we'll do one contract job. Get her into, break her in a little bit, like a horse. Break her in. We'll go for this one here. Sprite spreadsheet. We should be able to do this between us. Okay, there we go. So we got 28k for doing the contract. She gets a little bit of a boost to her performance and stuff, and now we are ready to make our new game. So guys, 3 or 4 more games to go. Theme Park, Genre Park was our first dip in our toe in the water to the Mega Drive. What do you want to see next? Mortal Kombat was suggested. Streets of Rage was also thrown out there. Sonic the Hedgehog was a big favourite as well. One of those could be next. Mortal Kombat, Sonic the Hedgehog, Streets of Rage. There was other games on that list. If you wrote them down, Road Rash, that would be a fun one to make. It would be a fun one to try and rename as well. Road Rash, wouldn't it? But yeah, what shall we create next? What shall we create next? Intermission time. Whilst you think and get your ideas to me. Echo the Dolphin. No, no way. I don't know what's happened to the music. I really don't. I'm tempted to reload it to get the music back on. I know the music's very repetitive, but it just provides something there whilst we're in these moments of quiet contemplation. Sonic should be later. Sonic, a lot of fond memories. Best for last. Sonic, please. Ooh, people want to say Sonic, 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 Sonic. Super Mario Sisters was. I think we should. Yeah, I think Mortal Kombat would be a good one to try. A fighting action game. Action games work well on the console. I think Sonic should be later. Like Super Mario Sisters, should save it. Let it fester in our memories. Let it savour a little bit, like a fine red wine. Let it rest until the time is right. Immortal Kombat. That works. That works. I think we're going to go for Mortal Kombat. Now the thing is though, is there a topic for fighting games? I seem to recall that I don't think there was. So we're going to have to find something that might fit the bill. So bear with me. If you see anything on this list of topics, shout out on the chat. But fighting games I don't think have a particular topic. Arcade? Was it an arcade game first? I don't know. I don't think it was. Ninja, business, cooking, farming, archery, cookie, God, Battle Arena. Skating, crime, horror, ghost, pirate, law, tanks, vampire, physics, zombies, government, racing, hospital, barbarian. Why isn't there a flaming fighting topic? There should just be one for beat 'em up, shouldn't there? It was the most common bloody topic back then, a beat 'em up game. Why is there no beat 'em up category? Fishing, fantasy, first person shooter. There's no fighting. Why is there no fighting? I might have to do it as martial arts, which kind of sucks. Really? You prick. Excuse me. Yeah, I don't... Yeah, I've as well, Nicholas. Yeah, there's some idiots around here. Yeah, okay, so I think martial arts is probably the only one that really fits. I mean, Battle Arena could also work. Battle Arena. I'm going to go martial arts. I think martial arts and action work well together, and it's not specifically martial arts per se, but it's the only one that really fits the bill. I think they've really missed a trick, haven't they, with not including some kind of a beat-em-up category. But anyway, we shall do it as martial arts. We've already done a martial arts game before. We're going to call it Immortal Kombat, and it was Combat with a K. We're going to change it a little bit more and do it as Combat with a C. Immortal Kombat. We could call it, in fact we could call it Immoral Combat. Immortal Kombat, that'll do. And it's going to be an action-based martial arts fighting game, beat 'em up, whatever you want to call it. Thankfully I didn't play many beat 'em ups in my time, so we won't have this problem very often. But Streets of Rage, if we do recreate Streets of Rage, that was also a side-scrolling beat 'em up, so we might have to think about a genre for that. It's going to be on the Sega Mega Drive, of course. It's going to be using our new game engine, Immortal Kombat. Here we go. Can we make it a hit? Oh, and meanwhile, I forgot to... Yeah, I'm forgetting myself here. Mortal Kombat. I'm going to give you the rundown on the games as I recreate them. So Mortal Kombat was a video game franchise originally developed by Midway Games in 1992. Oh, Midway went bankrupt apparently, and they was taken over by Warner Brothers. Blah 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 blah. Yeah. The development of the first game was originally based on an idea that Ed Boon and John Tobias had of making a game starring Jean-Claude Van Damme. But as that idea fell through, a fantasy-themed fighting game was created instead, aka Mortal Kombat. So it's also spawned a television series, also spawned movies, and the series is well known for its high levels of bloody violence, fatalities, which you had to create a series of button presses to execute, and these fatalities were in those fabled cheat books. I remember thunderously trying to find all of these different fatalities in these cheat books for Mortal Kombat. Yeah, it was good fun. It was actually an arcade game. Well, I don't think it was originally created as an arcade game. I think the arcade game was a sort of a byproduct of the original game. So it's a 2D fighting game, and yeah, it was good fun. It really was. And the best part of the first Mortal Kombat was uppercutting them off I think it was the pit level. You could uppercut them as a fatality. If you just did a simple uppercut, they'd fly off the bridge and land into the spiked pit at the bottom. I used to love doing that. Absolutely used to love doing it. Okay, so Immortal Kombat, there we go. That was a bit of a brief praise about Mortal Kombat in real life. We're going to make it with our new staff member, Let's see if we can beat the score. So Immortal Kombat with a C. We need to beat 2022. So this is action-based game. Alright. So, game engine, highly important for action. Again, there's no story or quests in an action game. I mean, there was a very, very basic story behind the whole fighting thing. It wasn't just mindless fighting. There was a particular reason for it. So we're going to put a smidgen of story and quest to it. Maybe like 15, I say we go 20%. Maybe that's maybe too generous, in fact, to be fair. But we'll put a smattering of story in there. Gameplay is very important in an action game. We'll go 70, something like that. Seems to work. Story and quest, should we put in linear story? We're going to certainly probably get the game tutorials out. Not as important in a fighting game, and maybe swap that with a linear story based affair for the various characters going on their quest, fighting their way to victory. There we go, that seems to work. Yes! Get over here! Says Sam. Yes, Scorpion, that's the one, that's the fella. Oh, you still love Scorpion. Sub-Zero, Raiden, oh, it's all coming back now. Johnny Cage. Nicholas asking who my favourite character was. Oh dear. Who was my favourite character? I think it was Scorpion, I really do. I think it was Scorpion. Right, dialogues. There's no dialogues in the game, unless you count the screeching of the characters. But we're going to do 0 dialogues. Level design, not particularly important as such. Although you could argue that the various stages, the various levels that you fight on could be level design. So we'll make those decently varied and stuff. And I think this time, should we throw in the level editor or keep it out? I think we're going to keep it out again. Not really applicable. We're not creating our own zones here, so we'll keep that off for maybe the grand finale. Yeah, that seems to be about right. High levels of AI again. Quite common theme with some of the games we're creating here. We get extra bubbles from the new staff member, so this score that we had, 2022, should be beaten. Okay, the final stage of our action game, Immortal Kombat. We have high level of graphics, decent level sound, pretty much no world design, very similar to the simulation, in fact almost identical to the simulation, so we shall leave it be. And that is, folks, more Immortal Kombat. 2632. That works. That works indeed. It's definitely a record. 2733. That'll do. That is a record in both, which is nice. And let's see what we get. You can almost taste the tension here. Release game. Right. You generate game report. I shall do some research. We need to research some new things. We've got simple cutscenes here. We've got better dialogues. We've got open world. All of these can be put in to our new engine, which we will create for the PlayStation when it comes out. Oops, giving the game away there. That's my next console. It will be the PlayStation. So we'll start some research on that. So the first reviews for Immortal Kombat are in. This is the part of the game that I really like. Read 'em a weep. Oh yes, we've got it again. We've created another decent one. 10, a masterpiece from Star Games. 9, great by Informed Gamer. Great game, Gray says Game Hero. And very good, says All Games. 9, 9, 8 and 10, another average of a 9. Immortal Kombat. Yes! Yes! That should help. That should help. Look at it flying off the shelves. Number 8 in the chats. Okay, good stuff. We have some additional insights. Eleanor Lam is still new to the team. A few more games and the team will have a higher potential. If we're making games with an average of 9 with Eleanor now that she's still not established, imagine what we could create when she is established. I think this is a marriage made in heaven here. Oh yes, we're off to a great start for the Mega Drive era. 2 smash hits, Genre Park, Immortal Kombat. We're doing well. Right, we've completed. Ooh. Eleanor, bringing to our attention the fact that some people are using illegal copies of the game. Really? Phew. We could sue them or warn them. We're a nice easy-going company. We'll warn them first of all. If they continue, we shall bring forth the hammer of destruction, but no, for now we should just give them a polite notice asking them to stop. Right away. Right, let's get cracking. We need to train, so she needs to train in research, and then she will train in technology. I'm going to balance these stats. Whichever one's lowest, we will train her in, so we'll go for research first, then technology. So research. Oh, and here we go. We are now being invited to G3, aka E3. Games, 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 which allows us to train new things, I think, or does it not? I can't remember. Having your own games company, you can have your own booth at the conference, increase the hype for your games. It's glorious days. Now the conference happens in month 6, I think, week 2 of month 6. So we should really be developing a game during that time to maximize the hype, to boost our sales. You should. And I'm going to trade in also research as well. All this is costing money, but well, it's worth it. It's worth it. And Ambrose Productions surprises us again with a very enjoyable game. I was positively surprised to see the level of polish that went into the underlying game engine. The effort really paid off. Keep the hits coming, says Roland Keane of Smash. And strategy games are particularly popular at the moment. Should we create a strategy game just in time for G3? It's a possibility. Okay, so we've sent the warnings out to the players, and apparently piracy is an increasingly big problem in the industry. I don't think it was as big in the Mega Drive era, but certainly in the PlayStation era, yeah, it started to become a big problem. More about that when we get to it, because, well, I took part in a bit of the damn piracy myself, so naughty naughty. But we'll get to that later. Yes. We have gained 203 fans from our lenient behaviour, and I forgot that when we are developing a game, we can actually pay for marketing to hype the game. So we could have utilised marketing for our previous 2 games to boost sales, which I've totally forgotten to do. So I have to remember to do that for the next game. Bit of hype. I'm going to hype up the next game now, so let's make it a good one. Get your thinking caps on. What shall we create next? Should we go for Sonic the Hedgehog now? Would now be the prime time to try it? I don't know. Right, and then we're going to train in technology for her, which is that one. And for me, I'm going to train in technology as well. All this is costing money, but it's going to be worth it in the end. It's fine. 1.5 million in sales from Immortal Kombat. Now just take a quick, if we can take a quick look at the game history. Our most popular game before that was Super Mario Sisters, which netted us 3 million in profits, 3.1 million in sales. How do they stack up? Yeah, you see, even these decent games here, still not a patch on Super Mario Sisters. Still not a patch on it, man. But not bad. I mean, we can't argue with 9s. Okay, just finish off the last bit of training, and then we can start developing our new game just in time for G3. Okay, so we're going to G3 very soon. We're going to start out with a small booth, which is going to cost us 80k. Okay. We better start developing a game before the conference starts, otherwise we're going to miss out on the bonus. Off we go. Game number 3 for the Mega Drive. Right, okay, what we're going to go for? Sports game to change it up. Sonic would be nice. What sports games did I play for the Mega Drive? Let's have a look. Bring back up my list here. What games did I play sports game wise? I played some wrestling games. Royal Rumble, WWF Royal Rumble, WWF Super WrestleMania. I played Super Monaco GP, which is a racing game. Road Rash is a racing game. Not particularly sports, I suppose. European Club Soccer, one of my favourite football games on the Mega Drive, or that's a possibility. A lot of people wanting Sonic though. I think we're going to try Sonic the Hedgehog. I think we're going to do it. People want it. Okay, so it can't be Sonic the Hedgehog though, can it? It can't be Sonic the Hedgehog. It has to be something else. So what shall we have? Matt is saying Shock the Porcupine. Sonic with a C. Well, we're thinking it's going to be a game for everyone. It's going to be a. Should we do it? Well, a superhero. I think he's a superhero, isn't he? We could go superhero action. Superhero. We have used superhero before, so we know it works. Just have to find it. Fantasy, cyberpunk, martial arts, post-apocalyptic, sports. Where's superhero? I know I've used it. Where the hell is it? Oh, NBA Jam, that was it as well. Yes, Nicholas, you're right. I did play NBA Jam as a sports game. We could do that as the next one. Change it up with a bit of a sports game. NBA Jam is a possibility. I can't find superhero. Come on, where is it? Superhero action would work well. There we go. Superhero action on the Mega Drive. Of course, using the new game engine. What are we going to call it? Bronic? Sonics? The Kangaroo? Oh god, this is a tough part now. Naming these blooming games. Chronic, Sonic. Okay, yeah. I think we've got to change the animal and change the name. Maybe we could keep the same name. Sonic the Sloth. Sonic the Hedge, the Sonic the. We could like maybe Sonics the something that moves. Hedgehog is obviously a slow creature, isn't it? Sonic the Hedgehog is a slow creature, so obviously that was the premise behind it. So we've got to pick a slow creature. Sonic's the something, the beaver, the hedgehog, the we could go porcupine. Sonic's a porcupine. Sonic's the. I think that's Sonic's the sloth. I don't know if sloths can curl themselves into balls, but we're gonna go with sloth. Is this gonna work? Can you imagine taking this to E3? We got a new game, guys. It's called Sonic's the Sloth. Do you think it'll sell? I don't think it will. Sonic's the Sloth, a new superhero. I'm going with it. It's been decided. Sonic's the Sloth. Snail could work as well. Sonic's the Snail. That could work. That could work. Do you know what? Shall we go Snail instead? I can't believe I'm mulling over this for so. This stream's going to be a long stream if I can't think of names quick enough. It's between Snail and Sloth. I think we'll go Sonic's the Snail. A snail superhero? Yeah, go on then. You've convinced me. Sonic's the Snail. Right, 3D Graphics Volume 1, we're off and running. And it's an action game, so it should pretty much be the same stats as it was last time, shouldn't it? It might vary slightly differently because we have a superhero action game rather than a fighting action game. But I think I think we should just keep them the same. So again, maximum action, maximum game engine. No tutorial required in this. It's quite a simple game, but we do want to boost things up a little bit, so we will put a level editor in this one. Story and quest, a little smattering of story and quest. Gameplay, again, pretty decent amount of gameplay in there. Right, we're off. We've got to beat 2733. So we've got Sonic's the Snail. This has to be a hit. We're going to market it at G3. We're going to market it with our own funded campaign. Our Eleanor, our glorious co-worker Eleanor, is beginning to get better. This should be a good one. Right, level design. We're going to put a level editor. In our version of Sonic's the Snail, you can craft your own levels to share with your friends. We're a bit ahead of the game here. We're a bit ahead of the game, bit ahead of the trend. But yeah, those multiplayer games that you play together, split screen, you can create your own versions as well. Yeah, I like it. I like it. Okay, so here we are. We've got 46,000 visitors to our little booth. Sonic's the Snail has been marketed. Let's hope it sells. Let's hope it pushes those sale figures up. We did make it into the top 100. What a surprise. And also, to assist with further marketing, we are going to fund our little small advertising campaign in those gaming magazines. Yes, here we are. I'm trying to struggle to think what gaming magazines were out back then for the Mega Drive. But yeah, we're going to get ourselves in one of those magazines. Oh yeah. Front center page. Ambrose Productions. Production, company on the rise. Is now making a new game, Sonic's the Snail. Will it be as good as Super Mario Sisters? Will it be as good as Immortal Kombat and Genre Park? We're expecting big things from this game. And we'll keep everything exactly the same as it was last time. We're sticking with the same stats. Will that hinder us? Will that hurt us? Will that help us? We'll have to see. Sonic 2 had a level editor, did it? It might have done. It's been that long since I played it. Considering it was my favourite game, yeah. So, industry news. The Sony PlayStation is on the cards. And just seeing this brings back memories. And this is, for me, I mean, if you were to ask me what was my favourite console out of all the consoles I've had, either currently or past, the PlayStation was the number one, without a shadow of a doubt. This was my fondest console. So seeing this, yes, as I say, seeing this here brings back some happy memories. Boy, oh boy, I can't wait to develop games for the PlayStation, because this is when some of the big guns started to be thrown out there. The Resident Evils, the Metal Gears, the Gran Turismos, oh, the Grand Theft Autos, oh, well, the list goes on. We're going to be spoilt for choice creating games for this console. Anyway, it's got a CD-ROM drive, it's owned by Sony, and it's going to be the beginning of a new generation of consoles. Nintendo declines to comment, because they're sore losers. And the Nintendo 64 was nowhere near as good. Not that I'm biased. Right, 2733. Trying to beat that. We got 3035. It's pretty good. 3035, 3130. Okay. Bingo. 3335. That works. That could work. 3335. It's a bit of an improvement on the last game. And it's been released, which means a couple more games for the Mega Drive, and we should be moving on to the next console. So we'll have one more game after this one, and then we'll have the community game. So 2 more games to release for the Mega Drive. Right. Okay. The game is being released. Here we go. Sonic's the Snail. New records all around. Oh my God! Serious? Oh, sorry. Sam's saying that I mentioned my mum playing Duck Hunt last week, and his mum clocked Sonic. Now that is a saying I haven't heard for years. Oh, I used to be at school. Used to go to school, and when the games used to come out, particularly around this time, they used to. Have you clocked it yet? Have you clocked it yet? No, I haven't. Have you beaten it? Basically, if you don't know what it means, have you beaten it yet? No. Have you clocked it? Oh, I got it. I think I clocked it easy. I clocked it. Me clocked it in half an hour. Oh, thank you for that, Sam. Happy memories. Right, here we go. The game is released. Better AI. Better get researching some of these things. Right, research. Simple cutscenes. Research. Better AI or open world? Open world. So a couple of items of research to do. It's going to cost us 80k in total. But I'm sure this hit game, Sonic's the Snail, will pay for it. Come on guys, cross your fingers. Here we go. Sonic's the Snail. Not bad. Not bad. An average of an 8. Ooh. Not quite as a hit as the real game, but well, it'll pay for a few things. It'll pay for something. Oh, I'm a little bit disappointed. But well, it's okay. We'll get over it. I think it's because we actually used the same genre, maybe. Should have, because we used action in the last game, maybe, and possibly. I'm not sure how it works exactly, but well, it's selling. Okay, so now it's time for a round of training. So we'll skip the research training this time, and I'll just go for the design and technology because we need to be on the ball here. So I'll go for design. Eleanor will go for design. Let's get that sorted. Yeah, Matt is saying that's disappointing. 8 is a little bit disappointing, but I mean 8's a good score. It's not a it's not a bad score, but when you're getting those 9s and those 9.75s, you start to get that expectation, don't you? You start to get that expectation. And there is a bit of a random mix thrown in here. There is a bit of a random factor to the games you create. You could create the perfect game in terms of the sliders and the settings, but there is a random factor thrown in, so it sometimes might not give you the result that you think you should get. So it's off the market. It didn't sell a massive amount. It only got us 640k in sales, but it pays the bills. It pays the bills. It pays the staff. It keeps us going. It allows us to continue to develop more games on our quest to find that next hit. So Sonic's the Snail, not quite a Super Mario Sisters. In fact, we're yet to create a smash hit on the Mega Drive. So what can that smash hit be? What's the next game going to be? The final game from the list of games that I've played. What are we going to create, guys? What are we going to do? Let me know. Right, let me pause it. Do we need to do anything else? We've got some research to do. I think it's a bit early to develop a game for G3 yet, so I think we might hold off. Or should we bother holding off? I don't know. I don't want to dawdle too much. Oh, Dav bad. That's bad, man. Very bad joke. He says sales for this game are a bit sluggish. Ah dear. Right. Okay. So yeah, we've got a game report to generate on Sonic's the Snail. Average of an 8. I suppose it's not too bad. No particular strong trends. I'm going crazy. I don't know what I'm doing. Better AI. 40 research points on 120k. We can afford it, and we have a little bit of downtime. I think we're going to research that. And then after we've finished our researching and our developing game reports, I think we should be ready to start our new game. Alright. Okay, so we did train better AI. Do you know what? We're going to train in research. Just get a bit more time to pass. and then we'll start the game. Hopefully we'll be ready for G3. Okay, so... Oh. What shall we create, guys? What should the final game that we create be from my list? If you can remember the list. This is the last game that I will be creating for the Mega Drive from my list of games that I've played, and then the final game will be the final game will be the community-based game where we create our own. Right, there we go. Let's develop that new game. What's it going to be? So I think people are wanting a sports game. Seems to be the general vibe I'm getting. NBA Jam or European Club Soccer. Both of those work. NBA Jam, European Club Soccer. We've already done a wrestling game in the past. So a football game or a basketball game could be something new. I did play Evander Holyfield's Real Deal Boxing. Maybe not the best game to recreate. It was alright, but it wasn't great, the game as a whole. It's gone quiet in the chat. Maybe soccer? Nope. So as soon as I say that, somebody's chirped up. Both are good, but so is wrestling. So we've got a choice. We've got basketball, NBA Jam, football, European Club Soccer, or we've got wrestling. And my personal favourite on the Mega Drive was WWF Royal Rumble. That was my personal favourite. It was a great wrestling game, and I borrowed it off a friend at work. I can actually remember the name of the person that I borrowed it off. Oh dear. Yeah, I had hours of fun with that game. John Madden? No! I used to hate that game. I played it once and that was it. I'm from England anyway, so I'm not a massive American football fan. No offence. Okay, so it's going to be a sports game, so we got that much. We know that much for sure. I don't know if we can. I don't think I've ever created on this game a hit sports game. Never. I've never created a hit sports game. This could be a first. There's a first time for everything. Right, sports. It's going to be a simulation sports game. Simulation sports game. We're going to make it like a true-to-life, simulation, recreation of this game, of this sport. Whatever the sport is, we're going to recreate it to as accurate as we can. So here we go. Oh, Royal Rumble now is taking it. Royal Rumble is taking it. Do you know what we could do? Do you know what we could do? What we haven't done yet. This would be a good candidate to do this. We could develop a sequel. This would be. I think this would be our first sequel, and we can create a sequel to WWF WrestleMania. WWF WrestleMania was a sports action game on the Nintendo. It got an 8. We can recreate the sequel, WWF Royal Rumble. We could develop a sequel on the Mega Drive, but do it as a sports simulation, make it a bit more realistic than WrestleMania was. What do you think? Oh, hello Alex, welcome. People are screaming for football though. Maybe I should just put my fist down and say I'm doing a sequel to WrestleMania, brother. In my worst ever Hulk Hogan. It did actually start out as a Hulk Hogan impression, but it kind of developed into one. I've done a soccer game before, so we've done a soccer game, we've done a football game, we've done a wrestling game. So either or, I think. I don't know. I'm indecisive. This stream's gonna go on for hours. I think a sequel works. We've never done a sequel before, so I'm gonna put my foot down. I'm gonna do it. I'm going to do it. I'm doing it. I'm going to change it to a sports sim though, rather than a sports action. I'm going to go to the Oasis. I'm going to go to the Game Engine Volume 2. Sequel sounds great. Good. You're with me. So it's going to be WWF Royal Rumble. What I'm going to call it is WWF Battle Royal. Not quite a Royal Rumble, but it's a similar concept. So WWF Battle Royal, starring Bret the Hitman Hart, Shawn Michaels, Razor Ramon. Who else was in Royal Rumble? Papa Shango, I think, was in it. British Bulldog? All of these classic wrestlers were in there. Royal Rumble, Battle Royal. Here we go. I like it. And we're going to try and make this good. We're going to try and make this good. Come on. We're off. 3D Graphics Volume 1. Start development. Regal Rumble. Right, we're going to jam-pack this game with as many of the... This is the last game that we're going to use this engine for. As previously, I will develop the new engine prior to our last community game on the system to move us on to the next. So this will be the last game on this game engine. So we've got to chock-a-block it full of all of the damn things that we can possibly chock-a-block it full of to make it as good as we can. We've got to beat 33, 35. So let me just write this down. WWF Battle Royal, the sequel to the semi-hit game WrestleMania on the Nintendo. Ambrose Productions comes back in again with more overgrown men rolling around on a canvas mat. Okay, so it's a simulation game rather than action. We've done a lot of action games so far, so this would be time to do another simulation. 70% for the game engine. We've got gameplay. It's all about that gameplay, all about executing those moves, having those moves look good, having the game fun to play. And story and quest? Really? There's a smidgen. A smidgen. In fact, there's none. There's no story or quest to it at all. It's just... There's no career mode, so no story or quests whatsoever. But we're going to have a save game. We're going to have tutorials on how to perform the best maneuvers to have your opponents tapping out at your mercy. A better user experience. On to stage 2. Okay, so this is Tom Mott from Centre. I got word that Ambrose Productions is working on a new game. Would you be willing to share some information? Of course we will. Any additional hype is most welcome. What is your expectation regarding the success of Battle Royale? Do we hype? Do we not hype? Do we be modest? Because this is a genre that we're not tried and tested in. Sports simulations. This is the first sports sim that we've tried. Are we confident that we can make it a good one? I'm confident. Yes, I'm confident. We're gonna make it a great one. It's a sequel. It's gonna be good. And you know what? I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna push the boat out once again and go for the magazines, the magazine marketing. We're gonna go for that. In the next game that we make, the community-based game, I might even push the boat out to magazines and demos. Maybe, we'll have to see. But for now, 50k on those magazines. Let's get our name out there. Let's get that game name out there. It's got to be a good one. Hello, Maxter. Welcome, welcome. From Canada. Nice one. Level editor? Doesn't really apply, but we're going to put it in there. We're going to put it in there. Maybe you can design your own rings. Different logos, different shaped rings, like an octagon, like UFC style rings, and maybe triangular rings. I don't know, circular. We could make our own rings. Okay, it's gonna be in there. It's gonna be a revelation to the genre. Right, simulation. Where are we? Level. No dialogues, unless you count the. Maybe we should have a little bit of dialogue. You know, maybe a little bit of dialogue because. There is like commentary. This is gonna be the first wrestling game with commentary. Oh yeah, it is. You heard it here first, guys. First wrestling game where you can create your own ring. First wrestling game where we've got commentary. It's all coming out now. It's Gonna be a good one. I can feel it. Listen to the delights of Jim Ross, and I think back in these days it was Jim Ross and Vince McMahon that actually did the commentary for the vast majority of the pay-per-views. So if you want to hear Vince McMahon commentating on WWF Battle Royal, you've got it, guys. Right, we're moving on. World design. Really? I don't think so. Nothing to design. There's no world out there. It's just a squared circle or a circle or a triangle circle, depending on what you design. And then the rest of these two look pretty good. Okay. WWF Battle Royal. Is it going to be a hit? I'm confident. But then I'm always confident. Oh yeah, steel cage fights. We could edit our own game mode. Steel cage fights, Survivor Series fights, 34, 35. It needs a bit more than that. Goodbye Sega Game Gear. You were crap anyway. The hype's there. Oh, a bug. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Come on. Another point. Another point. We could hold it until G3 though. We could hold it until G3. I think we're not going to hold it. I wonder if we... I don't know how this works, guys. If we... even though the hype's going down now, you see, we can't hold it that long. 34, 39. It's not bad. I don't think it's going to be marvellous. I could be wrong, but it's a record in both. I wonder if G3, even though we're not developing a game during G3, I wonder if the actual... because we just released the game, I wonder if that will actually help promote sales rather than hype. I'm not sure how that works, but I'm hoping that will be the case. But yeah, WWF Battle Royal. Let's go. Oh, and a couple of more bits of research to throw into our new game engine have just cropped up. Let's get those research as quick as we can. So we've got multiplayer, character progression. Ooh, the results are in. Here we go. Is our first ever sequel going to be a good one? WWF Battle Royal with custom level design, create your own matchups, commentary from Vince McMahon and Jim Ross. It's got to be a hit. Ah! Yes! It is! It's a must-have! Wow! Oh, I love it! We've got it! This is the wrestling game that every teenage wrestling fan in the early 90s must own. It's the game they go to school and talk about. It's the game that they recreate in the school playground. It is the one that everybody wants to own. Oh boy, how do we top that? Number 1 in the charts, it's gotta be. Number 4? Really? Really? No way! Damn you! Curse you to hell! Why aren't people buying it? Okay, let me just reduce my stress levels here. I'm getting overexcited. In an exclusive interview, I said that we would develop an uber successful game. And thank the gods, I have lived up to my expectations. Because if the game had failed, it would have looked like egg on my face. But yeah, I told you it would be a hit, and it was. So I know what I'm talking about, guys. So when I say go and buy my games in the future, go and buy them. This has had a positive effect on sales. And here comes G3. It's not going to be enough to, well, it's a pity that we didn't have this developing during G3, but never mind. This might hopefully boost our month, or is it week 3 sales figures a little bit. I'm hoping that's going to be the case. So Ambrose Productions has recently released a sequel to their game WrestleMania. The newest game in the series, titled Battle Royal, was met with great responses. Of course it was. Of course it was, man. Goodbye Sega Game Gear. So the core gameplay mechanics are really important, and the developer has nailed it. Our good friend Roland Keane from Smash. Thank you, Roland. Right, AI seems to be very important. Right, is there any more research that we need to do? Character progression, 40 oh, it's quite expensive, but we need it. We need this into our new a new engine. We want it all. Right, you can now train. Do some research training. We're getting ourselves ready now for our community-based game. Star Games really screwed us over there. If Star Games had made that a 9, it would have probably boosted sales even better. Stupid Star Games. There's always one game. There's always one bloody reviewer that always screws you over. Right, research. We are still teetering over the 3 million mark. I'm beginning to think this is probably because we're developing small games now, and rather than medium. But we are going to go to medium games for the PlayStation. Right, and also technology. Why? Oh, we're not. Oh, we haven't got any research points. Bugger. How many? We're short, not by many though. How many research points do we need to train? 5. So do some contract work. Wow. Okay, 802,000 in sales. Not shabby, but yeah, we're not getting those big spikes anymore. I think we need to start moving up in the world. Medium games seem to be where we need to be going. But yeah, not next. Maybe we should. I don't know actually. I'm contemplating. Shibby dooby doo, shooby dooby 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 dooby. Come on, quickly, quickly. Right, contract work. We need some contract work here. We need some research points. This one will do. Are we going to get enough? We need 10 for 2 more training rounds. I don't think we're going to get 10 out of this. We've got room for 1. I'm going to try 1 more. There we go. Okay, we're not going to get to train both, so we'll train 1. I'll train myself. I'll be greedy. I'll be selfish and train myself up. Some really dedicated fans of Super Mario Sisters have created a fan game using a lot of material from our game. They don't make any money from it, just do it for their fellow fans. Our legal advisors strongly suggest that we shouldn't allow this to go on. Why not? Let them enjoy themselves. Don't you know community-based gaming's all the rage? Or it soon will be? Mods and all that? Come on, let them be. They're only having a bit of fun. Right, I'm going to train myself up in technology. And then we shall create our new game engine. And then we have to decide whether or not we are going to go to medium games. And Denise Reed, the main developer of the Super Mario Sisters fan game, has told us that she's very grateful that we haven't intervened. We're the best company in the world, and she's glad she can be part of our community. Oh, bless her. And we've gained a few fans. Smiley face. Okay, so we're ready to create that custom engine. The Damo2986's Volume 3, where we have... Unfortunately, we haven't actually got a graphics upgrade with this new engine, though, which is a bit of a shame. But we can take out 2D graphics, saves us a bit of coin, putting in simple cutscenes, multiplayer support, character progression, better dialogues, better AI, and an open world. 270k is going to cost us. But no, that's a bit of a bummer. Should we wait for this? Are we going to get this after the next game? I don't know when we're going to get this, but do I want to wait? Do I want to create another game engine when this upgrades in the next couple of games' time for another 370k? I don't think we do, but well, we've got other things to put in there, so perhaps graphics aren't everything. Our money's going down. Look at that. We started the session on 3.3 million. We're now 2.7. Even though we've released a few hit games, is this enough to fund 4 staff members? I don't think so. And we need 4. I think we need 4 staff members to cut off at least. Actually, I think we need at least 3 to comfortably make medium games. Can we afford that? Your new game engine is now complete. The Damo version 3. There we go. Right. Here we go. Here we go. It's going to be our final game for the Mega Drive. It is the community-based game where we create a game together. Now, we have Down with Popeface on the, I think it was a Commodore 64, wasn't it? Which was a relatively decent hit. We have Johnny 5 Booting Up, which was an above average but not a lightningly great game. Do we create a sequel to one of those, or do we try our hand at something completely new? And if we do create something completely new, what is it we're going to create? I have no idea. But I'm sure you will. Give me some ideas. Bearing in mind that action games and simulation games are the better games on this console. Simulation games are the games that we have got the best grades on so far. But an action game could work if we pick a decent genre to go with it, or a decent topic rather. So we've got a suggestion for sequel to Johnny 5, possibly. That was what was that? Was that an action game, Johnny 5? Let me take a look at our game list. Let's have a look at our game list here. Johnny 5 Booting Up was a fantasy action. That could work on the Mega Drive. We could go for a sequel to Johnny 5. Johnny 5, the reboot. We've already made Mortal Kombat. A military sim. Demolition. Oh dear. I don't think we can make a sequel to the Pope Face game, because that's a strategy game, and strategy games don't work well on this console. They only work well on PC, really. So when I get to my PC gaming era, which wasn't yet, I didn't have a PC here, so can't create any PC games just yet. A good data. Oh, there we go. The Pope puns are coming out. Demolition. A military sim. Does military sim work well together? I would say not. I don't know. It could do. So actually, it could do. We've had military sims, haven't we? Cannon fodder. That wasn't a sim, was it? No, it wasn't a sim. What am I talking about? Military simulation. That's a combination that we haven't used yet. I am kinda swaying towards that. I am swaying towards that. It's not a bad idea. Right. For fear of being sat at this screen for far too long like last time, I'm going to go with a military simulation as suggested by... Who was it that I can't remember who first suggested it? Demolition. It was Sam Sonzi. So let's find military simulation. I know we've done a few simulations already, but it works well. It works well. It's tried and tested. It's a tried and tested formula. So military simulation. So it's a new combo, new topic. It's obviously going to be on the Mega Drive, which is still got a decent market share, but it is falling. We need to start developing games for the PlayStation pretty quickly before that becomes obsolete, and we have to jump a step. So it's a name. Now somebody suggested Demolition. Demolition. I'm almost loath to use my nickname in a game name, but if there's no better suggestions, as we move to the new gaming engine, of course, as well. Got 3439 to beat. Mortal Melee. The Age of Demolition is a good one. I like the name. So if nobody suggests anything better in the next 30 seconds, that might just have to be the name that we use. A military-based strategy game. What? So what would be the game? What would be the game description of this? What would be the goal of the game? What kind of military sim would it be? Hi, Winter's Frost. Welcome, welcome. Call of Damo, says Nicholas. Right, nobody's suggesting anything that's taking my fancy. It's going in. It's going in. We could actually give it like a subheading. Demolition. Oh, I suck. I've got no creativity with names. If I could come up with something myself. Blow everything up. No, demolition. Down. Come on, guys. Come on. You're my creative team here. I should sack you all. War of Worlds. That's nice. No, it sounds like more like a bloody space game though. War of the Worlds. World at War. That was a blooming Call of Duty game, wasn't it? World at War. War of the Worlds. War of the Worlds. Okay. I'm going for this. This is the best I could come up with. Demolition Warzone. Is that? That's gonna have to be it. I'm drawing the line and under the sand here. I'm going to. That's it. That's it. I'm done it. It's going. It's going in. There's no turning back. Demolition Warzone is here. Never before have we seen a game like this. Let's go. It's set in stone now. It's set in. Before anybody else changes my mind. Right, we got a. It's a simulation, which means that it's probably going to be exactly the same as last time because we made a simulation last time. So, but there will be a little bit of a story and quest to it this time, though. There will be a little smidgen of story quest, just a teensy, tiny smidgen of story quest to it. It's going to be a linear. It's going to be a linear story, and it's going to have simple cutscenes. It's a simulation military game, so we'll leave multiplayer off. It's just a single-player simulation. A lot of these early simulations were only single-player anyway, so we'll leave that off. But of course, game tutorials and better user interface we will also leave on. Character progression, not really applicable. It's not an RPG type thing. So, but we look at that. We can only. Oh, wait a minute. We can only have one of them because look, we've not got the full benefit. We don't have enough staff to implement both of these, so we have to turn that down. Oh, we haven't got enough dedication to it. We'd have to raise this to 29% unless we. Here we go. Wait a minute. We might have to decrease something. Oh man. Here we go. Balancing act time. I think. What's more important, a linear story, or I think it's a simulation, so less story and maybe more cutscenes would be better. It's in stone. It's in stone. 3439 is a target. She's scratching her head, which is never useful. She's stumped. She's never made a military simulation before. She doesn't know what she's doing. Right, dialogues, 20%. There's going to be maybe, yeah, I think that'll do. Level design, artificial intelligence. Not better dialogues though. There's not enough dialogues to beef them up. But certainly better AI. Oh yeah, definitely. The most advanced AI any simulation game has ever seen. It's a difficult, yeah, it's a difficult game. A game that has you hooked. You just have to beat that bloody computer. You gotta beat them. That'll do. Is this gonna work? Boo at the name. Oh my god. Sorry. Oh, well, this wasn't a young. This wasn't a young game, was it? Was it a young game? No, I haven't screwed up with the net with the. Oh, I was supposed to be making. Oh my god, I've forgotten about the rating of the blooming. Oh no. Oh no, did I make it a young game? Can somebody confirm this for me? Oh no, I didn't do that, did I? Oh no. Are you serious? Didn't I do E for everyone? Holy shooting boogers. This is gonna suck. If I made this a young category game, this is going to suck. I'm almost tempted to scrap it if that's the case. Right, world design no, graphics yes, sound yes, blah blah blah, no world design, fine. Blah blah. Oh, I'm really angry. I'm really angry here. Nintendo 64 has been announced. 64-bit processors. Wow, very good. Never before seen 3D realism. Really? Oh no! People are saying I've picked young. I didn't pick young. I didn't just select a category. Has it defaulted to young? I thought it defaults to everyone. I thought the default was everyone. Oh man. Oh no. I'm not even going to market it then. There's no point. If I'm going to have to scrap this. 42-41. It would have been a great game. Oh. Thank the blaming gods. Alex has looked back on the stream and he says I chose everyone. Oh, I hope that's the case. It's too late to market it now, I think. Or is it? Is it too late to market it? I don't know. Magazine? No. A bit of marketing there. That's fine. Again, we'll pick the small booth for G3. 45-42. That's definitely a good start. It's a new game engine, a new game, a new genre, a new combo. I think we're just going to finish it. Finish this mess before anything else goes wrong. 45-42. It's Demolition Warzone. I would have preferred to have done it as a mature game, but if it's everyone, it's fine. It's fine. Release game. Oh man, this. Oh, I knew this was gonna happen. I knew it. When I did the bloody game engine, I knew this was going to happen. I'm going to have to pay for a new game engine now. I want the new graphics. I hate this game. I'm going to have to splash out on a Daymotion game engine entitled Volume 3A or something. You know, some 3. Ah, flaming hell. Let's go. Let's go. Our cash is dwindling. Our reputation isn't dwindling though. We've got still good reviews. Here we go. This has got to be. If this is not a hit game, we're going to struggle for money. Well, the doo-doo is hitting the fan. Ah, oh, it's not glorious. How bad can it be? It can be just about above average, is how bad it can be. Ah, oh, wow. Wow. Oh, we're struggling now. We're going to struggle. We are going to struggle. 53, right, medium stereo sound is 40 RP for that, 40 RP for this. We don't have enough research points. Medium games, we're in a quandary here. What do we do? The Nintendo 64 comes out. It's a decent game, but it's not going to be a box office hit. It's not going to really help our sale. It's not going to help us. It's not going to. We need money. We need money. Okay. So I'm going to just get my bearings here. And Davbad is coming out with the horrendous puns once again. So yeah, I'm going to just take a quick pause here and just going to get our bearings, because we're in a bit of a quandary. We've only got 2.2 million. We're moving on to our next console now, which is the PlayStation. And for that, we need to be developing medium games. These small games are not going to develop enough sales anymore, and we need to develop medium games and start getting into doing games for publishers so that we can get more sales and get a slice of the a slice of the pie from publisher deals if we potentially can. So we need to contemplate: are we going to get more staff members? Can we afford to get at least 2 more staff members? I think if we get cheap ones just to assist a little bit, rather, we don't have to go for very good ones. We can just go for some cheap ones to start with and fire them later and get better ones if we get some more money. But I think we have to at least get some more staff now. We need it. I really do. But we can't afford to put the new game engine together just yet. We've got better graphics, we've got stereo sound, but we can't afford those just yet. So we need to create a couple of games for the PlayStation, maybe develop a new engine halfway through the life of after a couple of games created, maybe. What do we think? I'm opening up for the more experienced game dev tycooners out there. I don't want to go bankrupt, because it's going to be very difficult to continue the stream otherwise, and my gaming history will be cut short. So what's the best move here? What's the best move? I'm just going to take a breather. We've had a bit of an up and down ride. We created some great games on the Mega Drive. I think what was the best game we created? Battle Royale, I think, was the best game. WWF Battle Royale. But even so, even though it was a hit game, because it was only a small game, I think we didn't get as many sales as we could have done if it was a medium game, perhaps. But anyway, the Mega Drive era is over. Yeah, we could actually, yes, we do have the option to cheat, which I would do if we were on bankrupt's door. Because this stream does have to continue. That's a good point, but I don't want to. Right. Nobody is suggesting. Nobody is helping me here. Right. Okay. I'm gonna go with my gut instinct. My gut instinct is at least 2 more staff members of average quality. Get them in, get them trained up, get them welcomed into the team. Do some contract work until they're ready to start, and then just develop. We need to develop games for the PlayStation pretty much one after another. We really do. We have to go one after another, hell for leather on this on the PS1, the PlayStation. We need money to be rolling in. So do you know what? Let's just get ourselves going. We're going to go for balanced people. I'm only going to go down to about 80k budget for these people. Can't afford to splash too much cash here. So we're going to get 2 new staff members. We can't afford the research points to train just yet, so we're going to go just for new staff members. Right, we've got Shane Pittman, Isaiah Hall, 20k per month. That's quite good. 185, 214, 227 research. She's got good research, not as good speed, but I mean research is more important to us. I really want some research points. So I think Preston Keller is the best bet here. 83, yeah. This works for me. I think we're going to go for Preston Keller. Let's bring him into the team, and we're going to go again. Another 80k budget, balanced member of the team. Have him welcomed to the team. And of course the productivity of the team goes down because we've got new staff members here. So here we go again, 160k3 research, 155, 286, 21k, 195204. Riley Perez. Level 2, level 2, level 2, they're all level 2. 195, 204, 163, I think this is, I think Perez, Riley Perez is coming. Welcome, Riley Perez. Is it a female? It's a male. We're going to research. No, we're not going to research. What am I doing? I'm losing control here. We're going to train. We're going to welcome to the team. Once they've done their welcome training, we're going to do some contracts to get them well blended in. And then we're going to have to start churning out those PlayStation games. But before we even do that, I shall do some gaming history, of course. Medium-sized contracts have been unlocked. Of course, I need to unlock medium. I need to unlock medium games. I need to research it. Otherwise, we can't make the damn thing. So here we go. We are now researching medium games, so that we can make medium-sized games for the PlayStation. Stop scratching your head. Get working. Our money is going down very quickly. We need games on the go. Demolition Warzone. Not good. Not good, guys. Average at best. Certainly not a box office hit. Right. 3 staff members should be enough to make medium games. So yeah, we got publishing contracts. We'll do those. We'll sort those out later. Yes, yes, yes. We know how they work. Yes, yes. Very good. Right, contract work. Couple of contracts to get the team bonded, gelled a bit better. It's not going to pay for much, but look at the money. It's filled. It's just petering out. Petering out. Absolutely petering. The next game has to be a good one. Has to be. They're not ready yet, though. We need to keep going contract. Contract, contract, contract. 67-3 in 5 weeks. It's a bit of a chance. Bit of a risk. But we need to... we need to get these guys ready. Come on, come on. The Super Nintendo is soon to be taken off the market. Brian, you're saying I should fill the 4th staff member position? Should I? Think I can afford it? We'll see how it goes with 3 for a couple of games. When I go for my new game engine, halfway through the year, we might 105k monthly cost. Wow, that is quite a lot. Right, he's almost done. We're done. We're ready. We're ready. Right, okay. So the first game's not going to be a great one because the team need a game to break themselves in. But we, because we're not big enough, self-publishing wouldn't give us the best sales. So working for a publisher would be beneficial because they promote the game, and as a result of that there's more sales and you'll get some royalties. However, because I'm developing for a specific system, if they don't have PlayStation here, then I can't develop with a publisher. Okay, so we've got Invasion RPG. Now, does that work? An Invasion RPG on the PlayStation? Would that? I don't know. I don't think Invasion RPG would work, but it could do. But anyway, before I commence any more gaming per se, PlayStation era. PlayStation era. Here we go. So the PlayStation then. Let me bring up. In fact, there's, yeah, okay. So the PlayStation was released, I believe, in Europe in 1995. The back end of 1995. It was released earlier in Japan. And I think it was safe to say it was pretty much an instant hit. It really was. Games on a CD. It's a 32-bit console, I believe. You know, it was a revelation. It really was, and it was a big thing. It was going head to head at the time, I think, with the Sega Saturn. Who remembers that crock of crap? And a bit later in its lifetime, the Nintendo 64. But I think obviously the PlayStation outperformed both of those, and it became also the first console to sell over 100 million units. It took a few years to do it, but it was the first ever console to sell that many units over the course of its lifetime. So in terms of the PlayStation, and in terms of my gaming history with the PlayStation, as I said previously, this was my favourite gaming era. 3D graphics, absolute revelation. The games that were coming out for this system were absolutely immense compared to the previous games. The games were bigger, more complex, and some of the big franchise, the big game series started right here. The likes of the Metal Gears, the Resident Evils, these sorts of things all started on the PlayStation, and I played them all. Yeah, I am doing that, Brian. I am training them, but I was just struggling to train after the last game due to the research points problem. But we'll start discussing the game mechanics in it after I finish my history here. So I got now check this out. This is kind of weird. It's going to sound weird when I say it, but I'm telling you, this is how it happened. I had the Mega Drive. Got it 1992, Christmas 92, 93, round about that time. And I was happy playing it. And round about August, September time of 1995, I had a dream. This is going to sound really stupid, but honest to God, I'm not telling any lies here. I had a dream about the PlayStation. It was weird, really weird, because I woke up from that dream, and it was a very vivid dream where I was playing this new games console, this PlayStation, and I was having a whale of a time, and I knew that I was going to love it from this dream. It was a very vivid dream. But the strange thing was, I did not know what the PlayStation was. I had never heard about a PlayStation. I'd never seen a PlayStation, but for some bizarre reason I dreamt about it, which must mean that I'd subconsciously seen it somewhere but didn't process it. So when I woke up, it was like an epiphany. It's like, oh, I've got to have this PlayStation. But I didn't even know if it was a real console or something in my imagination. So I went downstairs, got the John Moore's catalogue from behind the sofa. My mum had a John Moore's catalogue, always was kept behind the sofa, and I flicked to the computer game console section, and there was a PlayStation, exactly how it looked in my dream. And I was like, that is so weird. It was 1995, so I was 12 years old at the time. So I must have subconsciously seen it somewhere, some advertisement or something. So I told my mum about this. I said, Mother, I have to have a PlayStation. I've had a dream about it. I know I'm going to love it. You know I like computer games. The Mega Drive is getting out of fashion. I've got to have this PlayStation. I've got to have it. And she was like, okay. Looked at the catalogue, looked at the price. I think it was about £350 at the time. And she said, I don't think so. I don't think. So for the next 3 months up until Christmas, I was hounding her. And I'll do the chores, I'll do this, I'll do that, I'll be a good boy, I'll do everything you ask, please, please, please. And she was saying no, no, no. And with my mother, you can tell when she's joking, and you can tell when she's serious, or at least I thought I did. So I'd give her a look if she was saying something to me in a serious manner, and I'd give her a certain look and put on the old puppy dog eyes, and she'd sort of smirk and smile, and then I could tell that she was lying and she was really going to do something for me. So when it came to Christmas Eve, and we used to go next door to the next door neighbours for Christmas Eve dinner, or Christmas Eve like a buffet, as a sort of ritual. And I was saying to her there, have you got me a PlayStation? And I give her that puppy dog eye look and a bit of a smirk, and she turned around to me, stone-faced, Oscar-winning performance here, stone-faced, and she just said, I have told you already numerous times, I have not got you a PlayStation. I can't afford it. No smirk, nothing, just a complete stone face. And I was convinced that she hadn't got me one. Because she always used to smirk, and she always used to give the game away. She couldn't resist when I give that look to her. So I was distraught. Christmas Eve, I was distraught, completely gone. I went to bed and I was miserable, and she was saying, "Don't be miserable." She's like, "I can't afford it. It's not my fault." And I was in a strop with her Christmas Eve night. Went to bed, woke up Christmas Eve morning. And I always used to love getting up Christmas Eve morning. I used to run down the stairs to see the pile of presents on the sofa. And, I've had some good Christmases. I got my Nintendo, my Mega Drive, my Amstrad all at Christmas. I've had some great Christmas presents. And I just didn't expect to see a PlayStation there. So I went downstairs all miserable, and she was there behind me, probably sniggering away to herself, following me down the steps. And then there was this bin bag there, this black bin bag. And she said, "You might want to open that last." So I was still convinced it was not going to be a PlayStation, because she was so stone-faced the night before. So I opened all my presents, and oh lovely, look, some Power Ranger toys, and because Power Rangers was all the rage in those days as well. Oh look, I've got a keyboard. Oh look, I've got this, and I've got that, and I've got the other. And I'm trying to put on this happy face, because she always gets me more than one present, so she got me a few other toys and stuff. So I'm like, "Oh, thank you, Mum, thank you," putting on this brave smile, and then gets to this box, and as I said, I still couldn't comprehend that it was going to be a PlayStation. So I'm ripping out. Well, I wasn't ripping it. I was sort of slowly opening this black bin bag, expecting. I don't know what I expected to see, to be honest with you, but there it was, the PlayStation box. And I remember the feeling of elation to this day. It was like orgasmic. You know what I mean? Just to see that, I screamed. I probably screamed in delight. I turned around, I hugged her. "Oh, you're the best mum in the world." And that was it. That was my PlayStation. That was my PlayStation. 1995, Christmas 1995, Oscar-winning performance from Mother. Because it was a massive surprise. Because I was convinced that she didn't get me one. So it was absolutely marvellous. So anyway, I'll continue a bit more of this Christmas, because this was a very memorable Christmas for me. So I had the PlayStation in my hands. The box was in my hands. I still had the same portable TV, I think, from the Mega Drive days and stuff. So I brought that downstairs. Remember last week I told you I used to bring my TV downstairs when it was winter, when I got a new computer, usually, because it was warmer in the front room with the fire. Brought it down to the front room, the TV, plugged the PlayStation into it. The games that came with it was Tekken, was Ridge Racer, and was Destruction Derby. They were the three games that came with the console. So I was playing those games. I rung my best friend, who lived 2 doors down, the same friend that I used to play Sonic the Hedgehog 2 on, his computer, that got me to buy the Mega Drive. He came over. I said, I've got a PlayStation. I've got a PlayStation. Come over. So he came running over. We played Christmas morning. We played Tekken. I had a great day. But I had a sore throat. And as the course of the day went on, my brother came over. He always comes over every Christmas. He's older than me. He's 14 years older than me. He comes over every Christmas. We played Tekken, we played Destruction Derby, we were having a great time with the PlayStation, and my throat was gradually getting worse and worse. Started to get a headache, and I thought it was the gas fire initially. I thought, the gas fire might be leaking or something, causing me to have some, dry throat and stuff. Christmas went on, Christmas dinner, went back in, played some more computer. Got to about 7 o'clock, turned the computer off, and I felt like absolute crap. I had a splitting headache, I had stiff neck, I had stiff joints, I was ill. Went into the living room, sat down in front of the fire, moved the sitting chair, the armchair in front of the fire, because I was having feverish. I was having a cold shiver, and it was 7 o'clock PM. Jurassic Park was on. Jurassic Park's always on at Christmas, so I was sat in my chair watching Jurassic Park, gradually feeling worse and worse. And after Jurassic Park had finished, about 9, 10 o'clock, I was dripping. I was now burning up. And I was convinced, because this was around about the same time that the meningitis scares and outbreaks were all happening. I was convinced I had meningitis. I couldn't look at the lights. I had the headache. I had the stiff neck, the stiff joints. I had the fever. I was looking at my arms to see if there was any rash. I was petrified, absolutely petrified that I had it. Anyway, went to bed. Luckily, the next morning, I didn't feel anywhere near as bad, and I just turned out to have a really bad case of flu. But that is Christmas Day 1995. I will never forget it as long as I live. But luckily I had the PlayStation to get me through the next couple of days. So there we go. Shared with you my Christmas 1995. But as I said, this console was the greatest for me. And this is the list of games that I played on the PlayStation in its entirety. I think there's over 50 games I played for the PlayStation. So here we go. Here is a list of games that I played. Take note of them should you wish me to recreate them. There's plenty to choose from. So Adidas Power Soccer, Finger Save Gloves. I remember this game very well. This was an early game on the PlayStation. Armored Core, Bloody Raw 1 and 2, Brian Lara Cricket, Bushido Blade 1 and 2, Colin McRae Rally 1 and 2, Command & Conquer Red Alert, Crash Bandicoot 1 and 2, Dead or Alive, Destruction Derby 1 and 2, Die Hard Trilogy, Dino Crisis 1 and 2, Driver 2, FIFA 96, 97, 98, 99, Final Fantasy 7, 8 and 9, Formula 1, Formula 1 97, which was my favourite Formula 1 game of all time back then. Absolutely loved it. Formula 1 97, 98 and 99. G1 Jockey, G1 Jockey 2000, Grand Theft Auto, Grand Theft Auto 2, Grand Theft Auto London, Gran Turismo, Gran Turismo 2, ISS Pro Evolution, ISS Pro Evolution 2, International Track and Field, a very, very enjoyable puzzle game called Karushi, if any of you remember that. That was an absolutely amazing game. King of Fighters 95, King of Fighters 96, Libero Grande, LMA Manager 2001, Medal of Honor, Metal Gear Solid, Need for Speed 2, Need for Speed 3 Hot Pursuit, Oddworld, Abe's Odyssey, Resident Evil 2, Resident Evil 3 Nemesis, Ridge Racer Revolution, Silent Hill, Soul Blade, Siphon Filter 1, 2 and 3, Tekken 2, Tekken 3, the list goes on, Tenchu 2, Theme Hospital, This Is Football, TOCA Championship Racing, TOCA Touring Cars 2, TOCA World Touring Cars, loved TOCA and TOCA 2, absolutely brilliant racing games, Tomb Raider 2, Tomb Raider 3, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, and this is my favourite game, or one of them, in the top 2. Metal Gear Solid is probably my favourite. This is number 2. It's going to be maybe a big shock to some of you. Some of you might not even heard of the damn game, but this game and its sequel had me playing for hours and hours and hours. I absolutely loved it. Twisted Metal, and especially Twisted Metal 2 World Tour. I had so many hours of fun with that game. One of my favourites, top 2 of my all-time favourite games on the PlayStation. And you're talking about a lot of good games on the PlayStation. V-Rally 2, WCW versus the World, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, Wipeout, Worms, WWF Attitude, WWF In Your House, WWF SmackDown, and WWF Warzone. Wow. To this day, the PlayStation is the console that I've played the most games on. I've never played as many games on any other console as this. It was an absolutely revolutionary era of gaming. Wow, Twisted Metal. It was so good. So good. It was a lot of games. And I'll tell you why. I'll continue with my gaming history. If you're expecting to see any more gameplay, you might be disappointed for a little while. I hope you don't mind me reminiscing here. Yeah. Game rentals were still going strong at this point. You also now beginning to occur was like gaming magazines were much bigger, and shipping with gaming magazines was gaming demos. So gaming was really thriving at this point. So I was still renting games from Blockbuster, still swapping games with friends at school. So that's how I got to play a lot of the games. I didn't own all of these games, but I've played them. But towards the back end of the PlayStation's life, maybe the last sort of 3 years, 2 to 3 years of it, piracy became a bit of a problem. And there was one thing that I remember. You could get your PlayStation chipped with a mod chip that would allow you to play copied games. Basically, you could play games that were burnt onto a CD, basically. A simple CDR. Very simple to do it. But I didn't want to get my PlayStation chipped because it would void the warranty and it could ruin the PlayStation, so I didn't want to do that. So I never got it chipped. But there was something that came out for the PlayStation. It was called Swap Magic. And basically how it would work is you'd put this Swap Magic disc in, set it off, there'd be a spring that hooked the game, the lid of the console open, but it pressed down like a switch thing, which made the computer think the disc was closed, so it would power up. So you put the Swap Magic disc in, power the PlayStation up, and then when it got to a certain boot screen, take the Swap Magic disc out, put the copied game in, and it'd play. So I got the Swap Magic, naughty me, and the reason why I played so many games on the PlayStation, a lot of that was down to the fact that some of them, maybe 30-40% of them, were probably copied games. Boot discs, that's the one. So I have very fond memories towards the back end of the PlayStation's life of going down to the local car boot sale in Leeds at Cross Green and purchasing for a mere £5 copied PlayStation games. And this in itself used to be a bit of a game because there were pirated games. The police got wind of this, so the police would go down to the car boot and raid the car boot near enough every week. So we had to get down to the car boot sale early enough to get the games before the police got there and raided the place. So we'd get down there some mornings and the police had already raided it, so we didn't have any games to buy, or you get down there and people had bought the best games that were already out there. But then some days you get lucky. So yeah, we used to go down to the car boot nearly every week for a period of about a year and a half, buying these copied games. And some of them would work with Swap Magic and some of them wouldn't work, but that was the risk you took. So yeah, bit of piracy there. Naughty, but hell, as a young teenager with no income, I suppose you do everything you can. Naughty me. So yes, there we go. That is my gaming history in relation to my PlayStation. So I think we better get cracking then with the game itself. The stream is now, what, 2 and a bit hours long? So yeah, we need to wrap this up in about half an hour. So what games are we going to recreate on the PlayStation? Yeah, we're going to have to self-publish unless we go for that Invasion RPG, but I don't think any Invasion RPGs fit the bill in any of the games that I've played, really. So I think we're going to have to self-publish, which is going to hinder our profits big style, but so be it. Yes, Alex, I'm a police officer with a history of, well, if you consider pirate game, you know, buying pirated games, breaking the law. I don't think owning. You know what? To be honest with you, I don't actually think owning the copyrighted material is actually breaking the law. I think it's actually producing, which is the breaking the law. Producing the pirated material is the crime, not necessarily possessing it. As silly as it may sound. Oh, so we've got so many good games here. So many classics. Resident Evil, Twisted Metal, for me personally, Metal Gear, we've got Final Fantasy. All of these awesome games on the PlayStation. Tekken and all this sort of stuff. What on earth where do we begin? Where do we begin? Twisted Metal. I don't want to do Twisted Metal first because I think that Twisted Metal, the first game that we create together, is not going to be that great because we've got to build up a bit of a relationship. So I think we should leave that until second game maybe. So if we pick a game where we're not too fussed if we screw it up. Yeah, I know we don't have enough fans to self-publish, Brian, but we're trying to stick to a certain theme here regarding how we do this this series. So I'm not specifically playing the game to be perfect, to try and beat the game. I'm playing it as a sort of gaming history thing. So I want to recreate the games that I played on the PlayStation, and the self-published or the publishing games don't fit the bill. You know, we could save and reload and see if we get any better publishing deals. But the only game we could develop for the PlayStation would be this, because it can do it on any console. But it has to be. Has it changed? Did it or did it not say Invasion RPG? I think it did. It's now saying Any Topic RPG. So we can do this on the PlayStation now. Yeah, we can do this. Yeah, okay. I'm sure they said Invasion RPG last time. I could have been wrong. So did I play any RPGs on the PlayStation, guys? What do you think I could recreate as an RPG on the PlayStation? Exactly. I think Ryan's got it there. Any Topic RPG. We've got to get at least a 5, which I'm sure we can get quite easily. And we get 9% royalties from Capcom. It has changed, it has, which is great because we can use this. So we're going to accept this, certainly. We're going to make it a medium game, and we're going to make it an RPG. What type of RPG are we going to make it? It's going to have to be Final Fantasy, isn't it? I think that's the only RPG game that I played on the PlayStation. So it's going to have to be Final Fantasy. So a fantasy-based RPG on the PlayStation called... Right, let me get... This has to be a success. This has to be. We're running low in cash. Let's have a look. So we've got fantasy-based RPG. Would probably be better for... I think everyone would do. I think everyone should suffice. So if we go for an everyone fantasy RPG on the PlayStation, we have to pay a massive fee for a license, but we're hoping that it's going to pay for itself with a nice hit game on the new Damo2986 3. And what are we going to call it? We're going to call it First Fantasy. Not the Final Fantasy, but the First Fantasy. I'm going to put a 1 there, because if this is a big hit, this could be a series that we continue to recreate. Yeah, Brian, I have so many topics unlocked because I need them unlocked. As I said, I'm playing this game to try and recreate games from my gaming past, so I have to have them unlocked to create those games. If I stuck to the original game's structure, I would only have a random 4 topics to pick from, and I won't be able to create the games that I wanted to create with those random 4 topics. So we got First Fantasy, unless anybody can suggest anything else. I think First Fantasy is a good name. Yeah, I think people like it. So we got First Fantasy number 1. The first of our fantasy-based RPGs on the Play system. Let's see how it goes. Are we ready? Do we think this is going to be a hit? We have to beat 45-42 first. It has to be better than a 5 to get our pay. But we also want it to be very good so that we get a nice slice of royalty pie. It's definitely on everyone. Definitely on Medium Games. 230k to get this game started. 3D Graphics Volume 1. We're off and running. Okay, so now we have a totally different way of doing this. Because it's a team-based thing, we've got to drag different staff members to different parts of the game. So here we go. Let's get our take our time here and make sure that we get this right. So we've got it's an RPG, fantasy RPG. So RPGs are definitely all about the story, aren't they? All the best RPG, well, not necessarily to be fair, but a lot of the good RPGs have got to have a good story. Gameplay also very important, very important as well. So let's get the gameplay up quite high. We'll put it to 70. The engine, not so much, So I think we'll go down to about the 20% there. So something like that works well. So we're going to have the linear story. We're going to have the simple cutscenes in there. Both of those will fit the bill. We're going to have the save game feature, but not the multiplayer, because it's not many RPGs are multiplayer. And then the gameplay. I mean, it's not. Oh, the engine. Sorry, save it yet. And the gameplay tutorials. I would like to put all of those in, to be fair, but it's probably going to be too much. So I'll take the tutorials out and have the better user experience, and we're going to have character progression. I mean, what kind of RPG doesn't have character progression? So that's going to be it. So then we have to drag staff members to do the various jobs. Now this is where I'm going to struggle, because I think how it works is that certain staff, or certain stats here, or certain topics are either tech-based or design-based. Now I don't know if having somebody better in design go to the design-based places is better. I'm not sure. Brian's probably helps me here, because he sounds like he knows what he's talking about with this game. But I think that, well, story quests is design, so if we put a better person that's got higher design on that stat, it would be more beneficial to us. Gameplay is probably design, so we put her on it. And then engine is probably a tech-based thing, but it's only a very small tech-based thing anyway, so we just throw him on it. I think that's how it works. Not sure, but I'm sure I'll get corrected in due course. Raise engine, says John Desper. I'm gonna stick it with 20%. I think it's not very important, really. Hence the 2 negatives. So yes. I'm gonna go with it. I'm gonna go with it. We have to beat 45-42. Bear that in mind. Okay. Oops, keep knocking my microphones. And we're gonna agree to the interview. What is my expectation of First Fantasy? Number 1. Do you think the game will be received well? Yes. I'm gonna go for it again. I was right with the Battle Royal, WWF Battle Royal. I've got a feeling I'm going to be right with this one. We're going to make it a good one. I've got a good feeling about it. Right, okay. Cheers for that, Brian. Thank you for your assistance. I'm going to also go for marketing here, and we're going to go for the big marketing. We can't really afford it, but we're going to go. We're almost putting all our eggs into one basket here. I think we're putting our eggs into one basket a little bit. In fact, you know what? Forget marketing. Forget it. It's a published deal. The publisher will do the marketing for us. They will do the selling of the game, so we don't have to worry about that, I think. Anyway, development stage 2. Development stage 2. We have dialogues. I think dialogues are fairly important in an RPG, so let's get those ramped right on up there. Now, I don't know if I'm going to be able to take that. but we'll see. Level design? Level design. Yeah, it's got 2 pluses, relatively important. And artificial intelligence, funnily enough, not very important. As strange as it may seem. I mean, an RPG with bad we can't have the better AI in there unless we get this a bit higher. So we're going to put that high enough to get the better AI, but that's about it. There. Better dialogue, certainly. Level editor? Not so much. Not so much for an RPG, I don't think. So we'll take that out there. And that should do us for stage 2. If we get the staff members assigned, let's try me on the dialogues. Lovely, I can fit that in. So I'm doing the dialogues, I'm doing the questing. Level design, another design stat, Miss Lamb comes across there. And artificial intelligence, we'll put Riley Perez on that one. Job done. This is going very smoothly. Let's hope the stats, let's hope the reviews, let's hope the reviews are promising. Okay, so we have world design, very important. Okay, we're not going to be able to cover the design, are we? This is where maybe 4 staff members would be better, but we'll see. Open world, definitely open world. It's an open world. Or maybe we should just leave off. I don't know, what do you think? Are we putting too much into this straight away? Maybe we should hold some things back for some sequels or something. We've got quite a lot of stuff in there already. I'm going to hold off the open world. I don't think Final Fantasy was open world anyway, to be honest with you. So we'll get the world design. We won't have open world. We'll have the graphics down to, I don't think the graphics are quite as important as the world design, but I think they are relatively important. So we'll take those down to there. We'll take this sound down as well, not quite as important. We'll go there. We'll go there. And that's going to be it. So we'll go for you there. Graphics, is that a tech-based stat? Don't know. Probably. As is maybe sound. So we'll go you there. And you there. And we're all under 100% workload. All of the bits and bobs have been put in that we want to put in. And got to keep our fingers crossed that not only is it above a 5, but that it's you know, a good game. And people are saying to market this, so we are going to market it, but we're not going to push the boat out. Just we can't really afford a massive. We're just going to go for magazines. But there's already a natural hype about it. It's our first medium game. We're a reputable gaming development company. Hopefully, our fans are getting a bit hyped for this game, this fantasy RPG. The first time we've done something like this. I'm going to finish it there. 64.50. Certainly beating all our previous records, but we do have more staff members, so that don't know if that's going to help our review score or not. Okay, so here we go. Release the game, and whilst we're waiting for the game to release, I'm going to generate a game report. Am I? Somebody has to. Okay, forget it. The game review is in! Oh, I'm nervous. This could be make or break. First fantasy. Whoa, here we go. Oh, yes, it's not too bad. It's not too bad at all. Our first foray into PlayStation medium-sized games, and we get a 9, almost perfect. 9, RPG games work well on Play System. 10, my new favourite. And 9, great by all games. Boom. Oh yes. And it's a published deal, so we should get some nice royalties from this. Oh, this is a game. This is a lifesaver. This is a lifesaver. Generate that game report. And let's do some training. Right, we can afford to do some training now. So let's go for some training. I like to research train all of them first. So research training. For Preston. Research training. For Eleanor. My darling Eleanor. and research training. I keep pressing research. I'm so happy for you, Riley Perez, and for me as well. Now watch as the publisher steals all your profits. Yeah. Look at the unit. Oh, rank 9. Where do we get to? Do we get as high as 9? Do we get higher than that? The game meets the required ratings. We are looking forward to doing future business, says Capcom. And of course, we made very bold remarks like we did with Battle Royale, and we were spot on. We were right to be confident. Have confidence, people. Have confidence in Ambrose Productions. Positive effect on sales. Wow. Look at the units! 4 million units! Oh my goodness gracious, the money's flowing in! Beauty! Beauty! So, and that was with these. Look at Preston and Riley are still new to the team. And still got a good performance out of them. God bless them. When I started playing First Fantasy #1, I had no idea what I was in for. This game doesn't just tell a story. No, it manages to draw you in so that you truly feel part of an adventure. Roland Keane. Are we paying this guy to give us good reviews here? Good write-ups? Is it worth us even going to G3? We are not developing a game at the moment. I think we're going to give it a miss this year. Do you know what? I'm going to take a breather. Take a breather from the whole bloody thing. Train myself in research. And then we're going to train ourselves in design or technology. And then we're going to prepare to develop our second game. Right. So what's he lowest in? He's lowest in design, so we'll get his design up a bit. She needs training in technology. You need training in design. Oh, and they want us to renovate our office. Well, whoa! 7.3! Go on then. Why not? Celebrate our own. Look at that. We've got a new office, modern computers, bean bags. Oh, it's great. It's great. So this is more training available to us. We can use better training methods. And I'm going to train... Have I trained now? I can't remember. I can't remember if I don't think I did. So I'll finish off with technology. They're all training, and then we're ready for our next game. Ooh, the Dreamcast, the Sega Dreamcast, is coming to a store near you soon. Powerful graphics hardware, rivaling those on high-end PCs. And it's ready out of the box for online play. Wow. What? Security upgrades? For God's sake, we just upgraded our office, man. Fine. Right. Here we go. I thought I turned vacations off. Never mind. We'll send them on vacation. It's not a problem. Have a holiday. You've earned it. We've done well. We've done well. Right, 7.3 million. 7.3 million. Wow. So let's just get these guys. Right, they're back. We're back. We're ready for a new game. Here we go. Right. So I reckon, as is usually the case, we'll develop 5 games for this console. 4 games will be games from my past, of course, that I played, and the final one will be the community-based game. So, considering all the hits that are out there, what should we create next? Just going to take a 2-minute break. Get your thinking caps on. What should we create next? We've got Metal Gears, we've got Resident Evils, we've got Twisted Metal, which I definitely want to remake. I'm definitely making Twisted Metal, so that's probably one of them down. But yeah, what should we go for next? and I'll be back in a second after I've seen if there's any opportunities to develop. There we go! Another RPG? No. We're going to self-publish. I know we technically can't, but I'm going to self-publish because I want to create a game that I want to do. So, be back in a second. What are we going to do next? Okay, so just had a very quick breather as we move on towards the end of this stream. It's almost coming up to 3 hours. I don't know where the time has flown by. I'm having a whale of a time. Hope you guys are enjoying. So we've got 4 more games to make for the PlayStation. One of which is going to be Twisted Metal, which leaves 2 more, and then the community-based game. So we're a bit struggling, aren't we? There's so many great games. Which ones do we want to recreate? Metal Gear Solid seems to be a favourite. Shall we try a bit of that? Shall we try a bit of Metal Gear Solid? I don't know what kind of category would that come under? Spy? Not really. I mean, it's tactical espionage. You're kind of a spy, aren't you? You could do like a spy action. Would that work? That would work. What do we think, guys? Shall we recreate Metal Gear Solid? A spy action espionage extraordinary game? Grand Theft Auto, I suppose, a potential. We could make something completely different, something that's not one of the big mainstream games. Oh, look at the list is so... Could make Theme Hospital. That's a very, very big favourite of mine. Absolutely loved it. No, Twisted Metal. Somebody saying Twisted Metal. I think we could do it. That would be a good second game. Maybe wait another couple of games before we bring out the big guns. Twisted... yeah, you know what? Twisted Metal. We're going to go for it. We're going to go for Twisted Metal. So, we're going to develop a new game. Now is a good time. It's going to be for everyone. It's going to be a medium game, and I know it wasn't strictly speaking a racing game, but I'm going to put it down as a racing action, unless there's anything else better that fits the bill. I'm trying to think if anything else would fit the bill here, but I don't think so. I think you could actually Battle Arena. That's a new. The only trouble with that is it's a completely new. Topic added by the mod, and I don't know how well that's going to interact with the genres. But Battle Arena Action does sound like it would work. What do you think? Battle Arena Action or Racing Action for Twisted Metal? And also, what we're going to call it? Twisted Plastic? Twisted Plastic works. Straight Metal. Twisted Plastic or Straight Metal? I like Straight Metal, that's a good one. Straight Metal, I think people like Straight Metal. I'm going to go for it. So this great driving Battle Arena type driving game, I mean, whilst I'm waiting for you guys to oh my god, no, that would be so naughty. I think that's it. I think that's the one. Do you know what? I found an even better one. This is a okay, bent steel, crooked iron. Oh dear. What do we call it? I mean, there's so many choices. Straight wood, bent steel. Bent steel. Oh, Alex, you're not biased at all, are you? Straight metal. It's between bent steel and straight metal. Well, do you know what? I think I can't help it. I'm a bit. You know, it's a little bit. No, a little bit. I'm gonna go for straight wood. I'm gonna go for straight wood. I'm going for it. Who? I can't remember who suggested that. Jack? Was it Jack Rose? Jack Rose, I think. We're gonna go for straight wood. It's obviously gonna be in the PlayStation, and it's gonna use a new game engine. And it's going to be a Battle Arena Action. I don't know how it's going to work together. This could scupper the review score for the game if it doesn't interact well with the genre. But hopefully, you know, what else Battle Arena could you get? Battle Arena Simulation? I don't think so. Anyway, we're going to develop the game. This is how it is. Let's go for it. Crooked wood. Speaking of Twisted Metal, a bit of history about the game for me. Obviously, I first played this game by renting it from Blockbuster. As I take out all of this stuff and then put it all back in again in a minute. It's an action game, so let's go. I'll get the game created first, and then I'll talk about it because I can't do two things at once. So game engine, very important. Story and quest. I mean, there was some story to the game, especially in the single player version. So, because there was a single player campaign, it was nowhere near as good as the multiplayer, of course, but there was some. So I'm going to go 20% for the story and quest, 70% for the gameplay. That looks about right. So I'm going to try and recreate this as best I can. So there was a linear story to it, and there was cutscenes. I don't think we can have both in though. Is that because we don't have enough staff, or is that because we don't have enough time allocated to it? That's a bugger. I mean, we can still put both in, but I don't think we'll get the maximum benefit. Oh, we haven't got enough time allocated to it. That's the problem. Right, okay. Well, we'll go to there then. We'll go to there. Engine. Save game feature and multiplayer, definitely. And then gameplay, these two. There's no character progression involved. So that's the first stage. Okay, so we have engine, which is a tech-based stat. So I'll take that. Gameplay, not sure. Design, tech, I don't know. Story and quest is design as well, isn't it? Engine is tech, design. Eleanor Lamb is going over there. Old Lammy. And I think we'll just go for you, Mr. Average, on the gameplay. Oh, Miss Emma Slonsky, Mr. Matt. Design affects gameplay. Okay, so design is gameplay. Gameplay, story quest, world design and sound. I need to write that down for future reference. So design, so that's gameplay, story and quest, that's obvious. World design obvious, and sound. Gameplay, sound, they're the two that weren't so obvious. World design and quest. World design and questing. Story quest, okay. So engine is tech, which is fine. Gameplay and story are both design. So Preston and Eleanor. I think we should have Eleanor on here, so that's a bit more influence on the game, and Preston should go on to there. Okay. So we'll see how this fares. So what's this? This is straight wood. Flaming hell. What do you want for Christmas, son? I want straight wood. Right. Sorry. Dialogues. Dialogues? That wasn't in. So dialogues is tech then? Okay. Maybe. What do we got? We've got an action-based game, so there wasn't any dialogues in it really. AI, good AI is certainly a bonus. And level design, pretty decent. Level editor, was there a level editor? I don't believe there was, but we could certainly put one in. I mean, creating your own arenas, creating your own levels to play on would be awesome, wouldn't it? Better dialogue's not required, and better AI is certainly required. Okay. So who's going to take these then? So we've got dialogues. We'll give those to some. We'll sort the big ones out first. Right. Artificial intelligence is tech, isn't it? Can I take both of these? Oh, that's going to be too much. It's going to be probably too much for me. So if we go for Eleanor to do that, and then take her off level design. Level design. So that's design. That must be design. It's level design. That must be design as well. I'll do that, and then you do that. Yeah, that works. Come on, come on, keep working hard, and then open world design. No, again, it's not going to be open world. World design, pretty small, in fact. It might be even not quite non-existent, but really not very important at all. Graphics, highly important, and sound also pretty important. And if we have you on world design, if we have you on sound, and we have you on graphics, then we should, in fact no, you're better tech, aren't you? Switch them around like that maybe. Yeah, I like that. So there we go. This is Straight Wood. Wow, what a name. So before I let this crack on and do its stuff, yeah, Twisted Metal. I mean, I used to. I had a best. This is funny. I had a best friend at primary school, who we were going like a house on fire, and then he left in year 4 to go to a different school, and I didn't keep in touch with him. So for 2 years he was gone, and then we went to high school, and who should be in my form class but my best friend from 2 years ago? Couldn't believe he was in the same form class at high school. What were the odds in that happening? I don't know. So it was like, oh my god, it's you! It's you! Oh my god! We were, so anyway, I used to walk to his house every morning, because he was on the way to school, and then I'd knock on his door, he'd come down, and then we'd walk to school. And on the way home, same thing. But every Saturday, he'd come to my house for a week, and then the next Saturday, I'd go to his house. And then the next Saturday he'd come to my house, and we'd do that pretty much maybe 45 weeks out of the year, out of the 52 weeks, only stopping if we were on holiday or whatever, or we had appointments or stuff to do with the family. But it would be a religious thing. We'd go back and forth to each other's house. And when Twisted Metal came out, I rented it from Blockbuster, and it wasn't in sort of my first choice game, but as was the case with Blockbuster, if you go down there and the games you want aren't in because they've already been rented, then rather than go away with nothing, I thought you'd sort of look and maybe pick a different game to try, because it's only £3. Well, it might be £3.50 for the PlayStation games. So I picked this Twisted Metal up and thought I'll give that a try. Am I glad I did? Because for the next 18 months to 2 years, Twisted Metal 1 and Twisted Metal 2, we probably played that game every week, near enough. Every time you come to my house and I go to his house, we'd always play Twisted Metal for at least an hour or two, and it never got boring. I don't know how it happened. This was an absolute awesome. I can't. This is the fondest memories I have of the PlayStation involve playing this bloody game, Twisted Metal. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Anyway, let's see if we can recreate it to be a hit. Let's have a look. I don't know what scores it got. I'm going to try and Google and see what scores it got, because I'm kind of intrigued. But it was a Twisted Metal. It was a popular game. Twisted Metal reviews. Let's have a look. Twisted Metal reviews on Metacritic. Oh, that was a 2012 game. I'm talking about the bloody original game for the PS1, not the blooming PS3 version. PS1, Twisted Metal, 1996. It got a rating by IGN of 7 out of 10. Twisted Metal 2 got a GameSpot of 8.8 out of 10. Yeah, the number 2 version was much better, the World Tour version. So yeah, favourable reviews. Favourable reviews. So here we go. Shall we see if we can make this a good one? Well, we got 5366. It's only slightly better in terms of numbers. Not as good design, but better tech. Get the bugs out. Any more for any more? 5468, 5560. There we go. That's looking. There we go. There we go. Oh, should we market this? I think we should. I think we should. Boom. 5772. It's a new record for tech. Straight wood. Coming to a store near you. Is it going to be a good one, though? Oh dear. Right, here we go. Straight wood. We're going to release it. Our staff earn a raise. Eleanor Lamb. Oh, she's earned a raise, has she? I'm not even going to go there with innuendos. Not even going to go. You've got me thinking dirty thoughts, guys. Oh, here we go. The reviews are in. This is one of my firm favourite games. I don't want to butcher it. Not bad. Not bad. Very enjoyable. Beautiful. 7. Great. An average rating of an 8. Battle arena and action work well together. Wow. Okay, I'll take that. It's about true to real life, actually. Maybe even a bit better. So yeah, we're self-publishing though, so we won't get a massive amount of sales. That's fine. We're just using this as an opportunity to to raise our abilities a little bit. So we could. Right, we're going to train these guys up. So we'll train them in research to start with. Now, I don't know if it's better to train them in the new training, or if we should continue to train them in the old training. What's better? What's more cost effective? I mean, we're not rolling in cash, so I think we should just stick with the smaller training for now until we move to the next office. So I'll stick with that. I've answered my own question, really. Right, we'll go for research. I keep saying research and clicking on it. We're going to train for research first. And he's doing the game report. Thank you, very good, very good, very good. Okie dokie. So we could hopefully get ourselves, if we train quickly again on design for him. Design, train you on design as well. Train him on design as well. Oh, the Dreamcast is out. Train you on design as well. Train me on design as well. It's a design training extraordinaire. And then we can start developing a game for the just in time for G3. So the Sega Mega Drive is soon to be off the market. Another era comes crashing to an abrupt halt, but it was a successful. We're going to go for. Can we afford a meet? No, we're not. We're needing more fans for a medium booth. So small booth. Small booth. It's coming soon. Come on, train, 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 train. Come on, train. Come on, come on, come on. Straight wood. 2.5 million in sales for a self-published game. That's not too shabby. Not too shabby at all. Come on. Stop training, you fool. Right, we're off. Right, so let's try a publisher deal. We could go for any topic casual. Any topic casual. Tactics action. Not sure that'll work together. Or would it? Because we could make like a red alert or something, couldn't we? But no. I don't think any games casual are going to work there, so I think we're going to have to self-publish again. Not ideal, but so be it. So be it. Right. Here we go. So, what are we going to create next? What are we going to create next? Medium game for everyone. Yeah, I think there's, well, a small booth is. I mean, you don't have a big enough fan base for medium booth. I think you have to be like over 100,000 fans to get the benefit from a medium booth. I mean, I could be wrong, but that's what I read. So, hence why I didn't do it. But anyway, come on. What are we creating next? I am at your mercy. I've done the game that I wanted to do, which was Twisted Metal, or Straight Wood. So there's 2 more games to go. 2 more games on this system from my list of games that I've played, and then 1 community-based game to finish the stream off. Or we might just... It depends when the PlayStation 2 comes out, which is the next console I owned. I didn't own a Dreamcast, so we won't be developing any games for that. The next system will be the PlayStation 2. So until the PlayStation 2 comes out, we'll be developing games for this, but I reckon it'll be about another 2 or 3 games. Crash Bandicoot, Silent Hill, Roaring Valley? Roaring Valley? What's that? Oh, Silent Hill, Roaring Valley. Oh, okay, I get it. Yeah, Metal Gear is going to have to be a publisher deal so that we get more sales. Yeah, that could be a good idea. So we could try a self-published smaller game. So I think Resident Evil or Silent Hill would be a good option. You know, we haven't done a horror game yet, have we? So like a horror-based action game. Horror action, that would work. Silent Hill or Resident Evil. Roaring Mountain. I like that. That was quite catchy. Roaring Valley, was it? Roaring Valley? I'm going with it. I'm going with horror action. We're gonna make a survival horror game. It's a new combo, I think. I don't think we've made a horror action game before. It's definitely going to be on the PlayStation, of course, and it's going to be using the new game engine. What are we going to call it? Silent Hill. I think people are saying Silent Hill. See, I never played Silent Hill. I played it for about half an hour, and it was too frightening. I played Resident Evil. But Silent Hill just seemed to take the level of fear to another level. I remember renting it from Blockbusters. I did a lot of renting from Blockbusters. I went over to my friend's house down the road, took my PlayStation over there, we sat down and played it, and we just couldn't finish it. There's a lot more I think there was a few puzzles in it, I think, as well, quite challenging that way, but it was just this absolute horror of it all, the suspense, the drama. Oh no, it was too much. Bearing in mind, I was only like 14 at the time. So that answers the question, Emperor Sephiroth. I was a Resident Evil fan more than a Silent Hill. Roaring Valley. I think that's going to be the name of it. I think that was a good suggestion. So our survival horror game, Roaring Valley, is a goer. So this might, because we do have some. No, I think we'll keep going with this game engine, because we do have the new graphics, of course, which we should really put into a game engine now that we've got the money. So I think for the next 2 games we'll just go for a new game engine. Also, yeah, I think so. Are you sure this game is for everyone? Actually, it might be a game for mature. To be more realistic, to be fair. Would serve better as being a mature game, wouldn't it? I should have done that. I screwed that up again, haven't I? But, well, maybe it's toned down a little bit. Yeah, should have been in it. Would have been better off being a mature game, wouldn't it? I keep forgetting about the damn ratings. It's fine. I mean, horror action will work as an everyone rating. It won't be as good as if it was a mature rating, I wouldn't have thought. But, well, you live and learn, don't you? You live and learn. I ain't scrapping it. Bloody hell. Bloody hell. Who needs it? Well. It's fine. It's fine. It's not a massive catastrophe. It's not a massive. It would have been more of a catastrophe if it was young. So let's press on. Let's press on and pretend it didn't happen. So it's going to harm us from probably getting a 10, but we might get 8s. So last game was an action game, so these should be pretty much the same as they were last time. So we're going to go for linear story, simple cutscenes, same people working on the game, save game with no multiplayer, better user experience and game tutorial. I mean, character progression, it doesn't really fit the bill, so it's going to be pretty much the same as last time. Oh! 125,000 people to our booth, to our little small booth. Very good. Didn't make it to the top 100 though. I am going to go marketing, but is it worth splashing it out because we screwed up with the rating? So is it worth paying 150k? It is too late to start over, Nicholas. You can't cancel the game until the very end, unfortunately. I think we've got money. Not as if money to burn, but we got money, so we'll go for magazines and demos. We'll give people a demo of this watered down horror game. Yeah. The hype is on the rise. Oh, we released 5 games for the Sega Mega Drive and got 4 million from it, so not too shabby a term. Right, so it's the same again. Although there's probably a little bit more dialogues in this than in Twisted Metal. So I'm going to go 20% for the dialogues rather than 0. Maybe not so much. Maybe 15%. Better dialogues, we'll throw it in there. It's not going to make a massive impact, I wouldn't have thought, but we'll just throw it in because we want to improve upon our last game. Good AI, good level design, level editor. We'll keep it in there. I mean, how would it work? I don't know, but it's going to be in there. We're throwing all the bells and whistles at this one. We need to counteract the fact that we picked the wrong age rating. Dialogues are design. Good, right. I'm making a list of all the design things here. Dialogues, gameplay, sound, world design, quest, and graphics. This is all the same as before. It's not open world, of course, so that's going to be left off, but yeah, everything else pretty much the same. So, is this going to be a hit? I don't think it is. I think the rating is going to screw us a little bit. But as I said, horror action still works with within everyone. Oh, multi-genre. Very interesting. Shall we finish it? Special offer. No, thank you. That'll do. 65.79. That works. So this is Roaring Valley. Hear that valley roar. Hear that valley roar. Due to increasing experience, blah blah blah, the staff are doing whatever they need to do. And we've got branching story, we've got dialogue tree, we've got AI companion, and we've got day and night cycle. Oh, that's a lot of research, but we do have the points for it. We could throw those into the... this would be a perfect time now to make a new game engine. So I think we're going to do that. So we're going to take a bit of a breather from creating games. We'll see what we get with Roaring Valley. See what we get with Roaring Valley. Have we been hampered due to the rating? No, it's not bad. It's not bad. 8998. 8.5 is that? Played it for days, almost perfect. Would have been perfect if you'd have toned it up a bit with the blood and gore and give it an 18 rating. You know, it'd have been perfect. But no, we had to have green blood. We had to have toned down, watered down content. But it works. It works. It's a good game. It's a good game. Come on! I'm happy. Right, we're gonna send these guys on vacation first, and then we're gonna do some research. In fact, we can do that now. Whilst people are on holiday. The new graphics, of course. Hey, Eleanor. Hey, Eleanor. Winky, winky. We're going to research stereo sound. I'm going to leave off multi-genre for now. I'm not overly fussed for that at the moment. Master System is off the market. Oh, he's back. He's back and he's in business. Right, what else we got? We got branching story, AI companions, and we got. Oh, look at all this, man! Look at it all. We got stuff to cram into our new game engine. Cram it in while you can. Get it in there. Just go, go, go. We don't have to use it all, but we can certainly have it in the engine itself. Let's research AI companions. Let's research day-night cycle. And then we've got to train them all up. But we'll do the training after we develop the game engine, because we'll get a load of research points. Oh, here we go! The Sony PlayStation 2 is coming. It doesn't focus on online play as much, but seems to focus on the strengths of this previous PlayStation. A solid upgraded controller, including vibration support, backward compatibility, DVD titles. Oh, it's got everything. So this would be round about the PlayStation in Europe was released in, was it 1999 or 2000? It was released in 2000. It was released in November 2000, the PlayStation 2. So this would be round about the late 90s at this point in the game. So, research. So that's it. I'm going to hold off multi-genre for now. We can get that later. It doesn't go into a game engine anyway, so we can get that one ready for it. I've never really played with multi-genre titles, to be honest with you, but... So, get everybody back. Everybody's back. So we're going to create that new game engine. Are we on to version 4? I think we are. Are we on to version 4? If we do develop new game engine, yeah, we're on version 4. So here we go. The Damo2986's version 4. I'm going to leave the 3D Volume 1 graphics in. I might not release the version 2 graphics until we get onto the PlayStation 2. But we're definitely going to put in some of these other things. It's going to cost us an arm and a leg to create it, but it'd be worth it. L'Oreal, because you're worth it. We might take out mono sound though, just stick to stereo sounds from that now on. But yeah, that works. That works for me. So at this time I was, say it's 1999, I was 16 at this point. Just finishing year 11, just finishing my GCSEs. The Dreamcast, one of the fastest selling consoles in history, but it seems that the anticipation about the PlayStation 2 is slowing down the sales. Yeah, this was the PlayStation 2 was pretty much the death of Sega. So here comes another juggernaut into the mix. Micronoft are entering the games console market with the M-Box. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to pause it here. No, I won't pause it. We're still. Yeah, I owned an Xbox, but I only bought it right towards the back end of its life cycle. I didn't want. You know, the only reason why I bought it was because I wanted to play Splinter Cell. So I bought the Xbox to play Splinter Cell, which I don't regret because it was a good game. But I think I bought the Xbox after I'd had the PlayStation 2 for a few years, and I think I played a total of about 4 games on it. I think I played Splinter Cell. I don't know if Splinter Cell 2 was Xbox or Xbox 360, but I played the Splinter Cell series, as however many games came out for it. I played Shenmue 2 on it. I played F1 2000, I think it was, and that might be it. So I bought a console that was about £250 at the time, because it'd been out for a while, to play like 3 or 4 games. Biggest waste of money that I ever spent on the Xbox. But anyway, it was all redeemed with the Xbox 360, which was far better. Analysts have observed a strange trend where players around the world seem to have developed a taste for unusual games. Shut up. You think I'm going to develop an unusual game? The review scores will be bad. Really? I've never seen this in this game before. Is this what's happening here? So you reckon that if we create a normal topic genre combination that works well, it's going to be less favourable? That sucks. That's a bit of a risk now, isn't it? How are we going to judge what we're going to make here? Right before we get to the good games that we were going to create as well. I mean, that's going to finish anyway. That's going to finish soon enough. Right, now we can do our training. So we'll leave research for this turn and just focus instead just on the key components. So we'll go for technology. We'll go for design. We will go for technology, and I shall go for technology, and then we will be ready to create our new game. The launch of the PlayStation 2 has been a success, a phenomenal success. Stores are selling out. Fans are having to go to auction sites on the internet, paying 5 times the normal price. They can't get their hands on the damn thing. Sales of the Dreamcast have plummeted. Oh dear. So the PlayStation 2 is out then, which means that we should really be developing games for it ASAP. So I think what we're going to do, because the stream needs to be ending now. My dinner's ready in about 5 minutes. So Microsoft have delayed their debut due to the massive success of the PlayStation 2. We shall develop our community game for the PlayStation now. This will be our last game for the console. And then we're going to move on to the PlayStation 2. So, community-based game, what we're going to do. It might be hindered by this bloody trend, but we have to start developing it soon because it's to hit the G3. Right, we don't quite have enough fans. We'll still go with a small booth. We're going to have to develop a new game. Right, we're going to stick with a normal. I'm not going to do anything outlandish, so come on. Right, this is the last game for the PlayStation, last game of the stream. What are we going to do? We could do a sequel to a previously created game, Johnny 5, Down with Pope... No, not Down with Pope Face, again it's a strategy game. I think we should make something totally new, totally different. I don't know what happened to the game music though. Oops, don't do that. No, 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 no. It's just not working. Very bizarre. Metal Gear is pretty unique. Could try Johnny 5 sequel. Solid Metal. I think people want to... Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa! Shoot, we weren't developing a game. I thought the game was paused. It wasn't paused, and now we've passed G3, which means we're not going to get the benefit. Oh, this is a bloody... Ah! Should we make a shopping game? Flaming hell! Game wasn't bloody paused. Which means we're going to really not get enough... Well, we're not going to get a great deal of hype now, are we? But anyway, we'll live with the consequences. Okay, we're gonna. People want to see Grand Theft Auto. It's not quite an original work, but well, what would that come under? Sandbox, sandbox action. We've got gang. We do have crime here. I think that was added. I don't know if crime and action would work together though. Oh, stealth! That would be a good one for Metal Gear Solid. Stealth action. Choices, choices. Choices, choices. Yeah, we need to create something original, really. Maybe something new that we haven't done before. Something new. I think we should go out with an RPG. I think we haven't created a community-based RPG yet, so let's do that. Let's do that. Let's create a community-based RPG. So what could we have as our community-based RPG? We got post-apocalyptic works well with RPG. You've got well, we've already done fantasy, so we'll skip fantasy. What else works well with RPG? Trying to think. We've got medieval. Sci-fi. World of Peacecraft. That's quite good. Would that be fantasy? Alien, World of Peacecraft. We could, should we go for like a post-apocalyptic? We've not done post-apocalyptic yet, have we? Should we go for post-apocalyptic RPG? Cyberpunk RPG. Actually, we've not used Cyberpunk. That's an interesting one. Where's Cyberpunk? Where's Cyberpunk? I've used that before, so it should be... Here we go. Cyberpunk. Cyberpunk. I think what we should do is we should make a mature rated game. We've not made a mature rated game yet either. If we go for a mature rated Cyberpunk RPG on the PlayStation using the new game engine, and it was it could be considered a sequel actually. It could be considered a sequel. Shall we do it as a sequel? Let's change it up a bit. Let's develop it as a sequel here. Let's develop it as a sequel. And we had Johnny 5 booting up on the Nintendo. Let's develop a sequel to that as a Cyberpunk mature rated RPG on the PlayStation using the new game engine. And who was it that suggested the name? It was, I think it was HyperK2. Let me go back on the Deus Vult. Johnny's, what was it? Johnny's what? Johnny's Revolution. So Johnny 5, the original game, what was it called now? Johnny 5 booting up wasn't a massive hit for the Nintendo, so we're going to completely revamp the brand from Johnny 5 and turn it into a Cyberpunk RPG, mature rated, medium game. Completely switch the franchise around, see if we can get it that bit better. What do we think? I think it works. I think this works. I think it works. So I'm going to go for this. HyperK2, thank you very much. We're going to switch up the Johnny 5 brand. Cyberpunk RPG. Johnny's Revolution. Can we make it a hit? I think this this could hinder us, this bloody strange trend thing. But this is it. Do we want to break out the new graphics for it now, or should we wait until we go to the PlayStation 2? Because we do have other things to throw in it rather than graphics. I think we should upgrade the graphics next time. I think we're going to. I'm going to stick with this graphics. Stick with this graphics, and instead put in some other stuff that we've got, such as the AI companions and stuff like that. In fact, we could probably have done with an extra person to help us out here, because we're going to be cramming some stuff into this bloody thing. But we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. I'm hoping this is going to be a good one. This is how we're signing off here. We're signing off with this game. It's an RPG. Let's get this one to be good. Come on. Keep your fingers crossed. Game engine. Semi-important. Semi-important. We have highly important, of course, the story and quest element, and gameplay, yeah, needs to be up there. So story and quests is design. We're going to put our best man on the job for design, which is me. Gameplay also is design. We're going to put Eleanor Lamb on that. An engine can be taken by you. And then we go to the good stuff. What we're going to load into it. We're going to break out for the first time ever a branching story. Not a linear story. This is an RPG with branching stories. You can make various choices and have different outcomes. It's going to be a revelation in the RPG market, building upon the success of our first fantasy, using some of the same concepts but making them better. We're going to have save game but no multiplayer, and we're going to have character progression. It's an RPG and a better overall user experience. Oh yeah. I think this is going to be a good one. I really can feel it in my waters. Hopefully this could end before the game is finished. In fact, we could even hold the game for a couple of months to wait for this to pass. Right, we're going to go for the interview, and every time they ask me, I'm not going to be modest. Let's go for the hype. Every time we've hyped a game, it's been one that's been good. We're going to even further hype it. We're going to go for it. We're going to splash the cash. This has to be a good one. We're going to fork out for a small marketing campaign. We're going to make sure that this hits the bloody newspapers, the magazines, the billboards, the sides of buses. It's all going to be on there. That would be a large campaign. But no, it's going to be a small campaign in a large fashion. Here we go. Take these out. Okay, dialogues. Yes, it's an RPG. We want lots of talking. We want lots of talking, tons of talking. People will be talked to death in our RPG. Artificial intelligence, bit small little artificial. We need better. We could do with these, but yeah, that works. That works. Oh no, it doesn't. Right, one or the other. I think we should have companions. I think we should have companions. I think we should. I think we should. I think we should have companions in the game. Right, better dialogues and a dialogue tree, of course. A level editor. Why not just throw it in there for laughs? Okay, so dialogues is design. So, see if Lammy can do it. Can you do it, Lammy? Oh, 101%. If we do that, there we go. That might work. Is there enough focus on dialogues here? Is there enough focus on dialogues? This could harm us. Yeah, not too sure. Not too sure. Level design, me, that works. And artificial intelligence, we'll put Riley on the case. Okay. Yeah, companions are essential. We need companions. I think this might be a little bit high, but we need it to get this to maximum capacity. So we'll see how it goes. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But we got to get those AI companions in there. Johnny 5 needs a companion or two. Help him on his travels. Ooh, developing a game for mature audiences. Of course, more hype. Hyped to the max. Okay, so the final piece of the puzzle, world design, up there. We need world design. Preston can, nope, Riley will take that. Graphics, yeah, we want good graphics, but not too good. We don't want to go too far. Riley can take that as well. Oh no, Preston can take that. Go on, Preston. And then sound, we want some sound, but not too much sound. We don't want to be overawed by the sound. So there we go. Stereo sound is a new thing, which means we're going to have to put this up to make the most of use of it. Okay. And it's going to be open world. Not day-night cycle, though. We'll leave that off for any future RPGs that we do. We don't want to put too many things into it. And this is the first time we're using open world. So that'll help. So there we go. This is Deus Vult, Johnny's Revolution. Yeah, we're taking a risk in creating a game for mature audiences only. Industry experts say that this will be more common in the future. Here we go. Matt, you've got no bloody... Come on, you're going to have some optimism, man. And again, look at that, just in time. The market's normalised so that we don't get penalised for that stupid, strange combination malarkey. Right, 103.86. This is a massively bigger than our previous levels. But will that be a help or a hindrance? Let's find out. 107.90. New records all around. This is Deus Volt. Johnny's Revolution. Can we bring Johnny 5 back from the brink of extinction? Oh, come on! Video playback. Right, okay. So this is how we're going to finish. Please God. Oh, hey Jessa! How you doing? Nice to see you. Okay. Oh God, please be good. Please, if this is a 7 or an 8 and not more than a 9, I'm gonna be fuming. I've got big things, big hopes. We ended the last session with Johnny 5 booting up, and that was a bit of a sour taste in our mouths. Can this be a better ending? Oh, it's not bad. A 10 from Star Games and 9 from everyone else. That's an average of what, 9.25? My maths is semi-correct. But put it this way, it's better than its predecessor. It's a sequel that's got some pizzazz. Okay, let's see the sales. It won't sell as much as it could because it's self-published. If this was a publisher deal, we'll be bloody rolling in the cash. But this should certainly gain us some fans, and it's been met with positive responses. It's too hot in our office. Eleanor, take your clothes off then. Take some clothes. Just joking, please. Just don't. I'm just joking. We'll pay for air conditioning. It's fine. Rank 7 would have been higher if it was a publisher deal, but it's going to earn us some money. And once again, when we hype up our games, we live up to our expectations, which is more than can be said for some real life publishers slash developers nowadays, isn't it? So there we go. We're going to end on that rather positive bombshell as Johnny's Revolution turns us a nice healthy profit. So let's save it. Our good friend. Oh no, it's Tom Mott. What happened to the other guy that we were paying for these good reviews? Brave, imaginative and unapologetically following its incredible artistic vision. Yeah, we like it, we like it. Right, excellent. So there we go. Mega Drive era, PlayStation era done. The next console that I had was a PlayStation 2. So in the next stream we shall be developing games on that console, and then the one after that I got next, which I shall save until next time to tell you. So thank you all once again for joining me, for taking part, for naming them, for giving me ideas about stuff, and for your general attendance. Hope you enjoyed it. And hope we can continue to grow. Starting the session with 3 million, ending on 9.3 million. So we're going places. In the next session we'll get a 4th staff member and start growing even further, hopefully. Anyway, time for me to have my dinner. So enjoy the rest of your Friday evening, enjoy your weekends, and the next live stream of this will be obviously next Friday or next Saturday, depending on what plans I have on any of those 2 days. The stream will go up round about sort of Tuesday, but the next live stream on the channel is going to be on Tuesday at 7 PM my British Standard Time, because the next episode of Tales of the Borderlands is being released. So I'm going to be live streaming that upon its release at 7 PM on Tuesday. So hopefully you can make it, and I'll see you there. and if not, hopefully I'll see you at some point in the future. See you soon.